Golden opportunity. Remember, they had a first and goal from the 2 and then were pushed back because of a procedure penalty. Justin Ayotte in to try from 23 yards, where he's 3 of 4 on the season. And that is a little dink shot for Ayotte, who bangs it home, but Hawaii comes away with a disappointing 3 points on that drive. Shannon Harris with a couple of drops. The Warriors, though, on the board, trailing Fresno State.
Is there anything more beautiful than a baby's face? Well, as a matter of fact, there is. A baby's face lit by the amazing GE Reveal bulb. Reveal filters out dull yellow rays, leaving only clean, pure light. GE Reveal. There's nothing more beautiful than clean, pure light.
Hawaii with the field goal, now trailing Fresno State 10-3. More college football coming your way all weekend long as we kick off your college football weekend here from Honolulu. Fresno State and Bernard Berrien, a dangerous returner, gets it at the 10. Berrien runs smack into a wall of Warriors, and Fresno State will get it around the 28-yard line. As your football weekend continues, we have some SEC action coming your way tomorrow at 6 Eastern on ESPN2. South Carolina and Tennessee. Lou Holtz tries to pull up the biggest win during his tenure at South Carolina. Tennessee coach Phil Fulmer tries to remain undefeated against Carolina. Casey Clausen, see all the guys tomorrow night, 6 Eastern time on ESPN2. For more on this weekend's college football action, log on to ESPN2. Fresno State getting the ball back. They have it 1st and 10. Hawaii wasting a golden opportunity before we went to break. Carr to Berrien. Berrien for the first down is tackled at the 46 of Fresno. Kelvin Millhouse and our guy Pisatino Isamoa in on the tackle.
Pretty simple play here. They put the 2 wideouts to the top of the screen, the wide side of the field. Then they've got their best wide receiver isolated here on Millhouse, a corner. Not very, no underneath help. You've got to get underneath help when you play zone coverage.
Tino Isamoa was there and came up from his linebacking position to help make the tackle, but it was an 18-yard gain for Berrien. Paris Gaines, the running back, nowhere to go as he is jammed up right at the line of scrimmage. Matt Wright, the linebacker from here on the island of Oahu, making the stop.
They did a nice job stopping the run. That's exactly what they hope to do going into the ball game. But you got to pull those corners. Got to start playing a little bit tougher on the out route if they're going to stop Fresno State's offense.
Matt Wright is a terrific story. He was a 4th-string middle linebacker last year, playing mostly on special teams, and he's moved to the outside and has done a great job on this Warrior defense. Coach mentioned how much he likes the linebackers of Hawaii. 2nd and 10 after the no gain from Gaines. Over and another first down. Charles Smith making the catch. Jacob Espiau there late with the tackle, but another 17 yards for the Bulldogs. Making it look easy, Coach.
That's a great throw right there. I think that's Carr's best throw of the ball game. They were playing zone coverage, had a nickel package in. The linebacker was underneath. That was just a perfectly executed play.
First quarter is winding down. Fresno State with the lone touchdown. Charles Smith catching an 8-yard touchdown pass from this guy, David Carr, on Fresno's very first drive as the first quarter comes to a close. Remember, Hawaii had a 1st and goal from the 2. Penalty pushed it back. They had to settle for a field goal, and that is what they will have after 1 quarter of play. David Carr has been quite effective. 83 yards in the touchdown. Fresno State leading Hawaii 10-3.
Pardon the interruption. 5:30 weekdays on ESPN. Again at 7 on ESPN2.
For his first attempt, a 360 tomahawk.
Introducing new Tostitos Scoops.
Amazing. And now the alley-oop reverse.
With the bite-sized bowl-shaped design.
Oh, my. And what everyone's been waiting for, the two-handed thunder.
For the perfect dip every time.
Oh, the judges have to be impressed.
New Tostitos Scoops. The dip lover's chip. Also great with new Queso Supreme dip.
That's your new Kia Sophia?
Yep, just got it.
Well, I love my Toyota Corolla. I just got AC installed.
AC came standard with ours.
Power windows, power locks.
Standard and standard.
Does a 5-year warranty come standard?
No.
Figures.
But a 10-year warranty does. Plus, we got $2,000 cash back, which means we paid about $2,500 less than you.
Oh, my gosh. Honey, are you okay? Waiter?
Hurry in and get $2,000 cash back on the 2001 Kia Sophia, now through October 31st.
Year ago, I'm bumming. I'm seeing hair here and hair there, so I started using Rogaine.
Simple, safe, clinically proven to regrow hair.
Look, nothing here, nothing here. It's all here.
Rogaine, stronger than heredity.
Over 3,300 choice hotels in the U.S. and the Caribbean. Just want to thank everyone for traveling again and getting back to experiencing the power of being there.
You may say, Robert, do you really sit around in a tuxedo eating caviar? Of course not. I also sit around in a tuxedo playing computer games in my Hewlett-Packard computer from CompUSA. Whoa! Yes, whoa! Sorry, lost my head.
CompUSA, where America buys technology. Immerse yourself in realistic 3D worlds with the HP Pavilion 7965 PC, powered by the Intel Pentium 4 processor.
Welcome back to Honolulu. Good shot there of Nate Jackson, a safety who's one of the stars of this Hawaii defense, not playing because he has stitches in his lower left leg, suffered in a motorcycle accident earlier this week. We'll have more on Nate later. Meanwhile, David Carr running for his life as with the second quarter gets underway, and he wisely throws it out of bounds.
And you can do that in college football this year. Once you get outside the tackle box, as Carr did right there, you can throw the ball out of bounds. Good pressure right there by Travis LeBoy, number 1.
One of the 2 number 1s, in case you're watching at home and thinking, man, isn't Mike Bass number 1 for Hawaii? You're absolutely right.
The scouting report on Carr, though, is he runs a 4.640, and I didn't think he was that fast, but he showed his quickness on that particular play.
And he showed his smarts, too, by throwing it away. One reason why Carr has only thrown 3 interceptions, and he's creeping up now on 300 passes for the season. 2nd and 10 upcoming. Timeout is taken by Hawaii. First timeout for the Warriors. June Jones' team down by a touchdown. He's taking a timeout. We'll be back.
Okay, good news. That broadband thing we all want? Got it figured out. Honey, you call the phone company. Tracy, you're digging the trench, shovels in the garage. I'm going up on the roof to assess satellite possibilities. Jimmy, check out these schematics. Appreciate it. Let's go!
We know how you feel, and that's why Circuit City offers one-stop high-speed internet access. You can find what's available where, compare options, and arrange installation. Circuit City, we're with you.
Oh, we can get broadband at Circuit City.
Every time you use your Discover card, Discover will make a donation to America's relief efforts until we reach our goal of $5 million. Just by doing what you do every day, you can help the victims and families of September 11th. To find out more, call 1-800-DISCOVER or go to discovercard.com.
comes in handy, huh?
It's a lifesaver.
We're looking for a new VP of our Northeast operations. Stop by my office later.
Hey, Kevin, aren't you the VP of Northeast Operations?
Imagine what the Journal could do for you. Get 8 weeks of the Journal for just 38 cents a day, a 50% savings. Call 800-228-6605. That's 800-228-6605.
Back in Aloha Stadium, Hawaii taking a timeout. Fresno State 2nd and 10, leading 10-3. A couple of tight ends in now for David Carr. Play action. Rolling to his right, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Lananui Correa. And Correa breaks tackle, still on his feet. Correa finally is corralled down from behind by receiver David Shabaglia.
Pam, that's the best play I've seen in college football this year. It's a great play by the linebacker, dropping back, making the interception. Play action pass here. Carr rolls to his left, throws the ball, but he throws the ball to the wrong guy, the wrong color jersey. Look at the effort now. This guy could be a fullback the way he runs the football.
Looked like Jim Brown. Nobody could get him down.
That's what we have a player injured on the field, but that's what Hawaii needed. They need a big play out of the defense, and they got it.
And so unusual for Carr to throw interceptions. That's only his 4th pick of the season, and there is La'anui Correa, 48-yard interception return, and he's the guy who's the cousin of Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves doesn't have moves like that.
Carr, we played against Carr last year in his opening ball game at Ohio State. He threw 4 interceptions in that game, but he's been very, very accurate since that time. This year, he's thrown 17 touchdown passes and 3 interceptions going into this ball game.
He's talking about it upstairs. That was the center, Mike Stovall, who is walking off under his own power, who was shaken up, and he has gone over to the Fresno bench. The result of Correa's interception, 1st down and 10 from Fresno's 20.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him throw the ball in the end zone on this particular play. Try to get a big play.
Rolovich misfired on some passes in the first quarter. Doesn't there as he gets Ashley Lelie, his leading receiver, picking up 5 yards. Take a look at the ESPN game track. David Carr, first possession, touchdown. 8-yard touchdown pass to Charles Smith, giving Fresno the 7-0 lead. And then Chad Owens for Hawaii. First kickoff return of the year was a 65-yarder, setting up Justin Ayot's 23-yard field goal. And David Carr, 90 passing yards. Rolovich in Hawaii only 38, but not all Rolovich's fault. He's been the victim of a couple of dropped passes. 2nd and 5 from the 15. Rolovich gives it to Harris. And Harris is stopped for no gain. That'll bring up a 3rd and 5 from the 15.
That's a great defensive play right there by Nick Burley, number 90. Got upfield, got penetration, and shut the play off.
All right, Coach, so you got 3rd and 5 from the 15. What do you do here?
Well, you got to throw the football. Obviously, you got to throw the ball. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go to their, what we call a choice route, the inside receiver there at the top of your screen. I would go to my best receiver on this particular play.
6 defensive backs and 4 wide receivers matching up in this chess game. 3 wide receivers to Rolovich's left. Lots of guys coming on the blitz. Rolovich has to throw it away. Ashley Lelie was sort of in that area. So a field goal attempt upcoming. Let's go down to Alex Flanagan on the field. Alex?
Okay, Pam, we're just getting settled down here. I have head coach Dick Tomey, or former head coach Dick Tomey of the Warriors. Coach, you... June Jones was your quarterback coach when you were here at Hawaii, but a lot of people may not know that Pat Hill was your offensive coordinator at Arizona. How difficult has it been to decide who to pull for?
Well, really, I love Pat, but it's not difficult at all because there's a lot of my sweat and blood, and my favorite place in all the world is Hawaii, so it's not hard. I'm a Warrior fan all the way.
All right, Coach, you just kicked a field goal here, so I'm going to kick it back up to Pam. Pam?
Thank you, Alex. And if he's a Warrior fan, he likes that. Ayat hitting from 32 yards out. Hawaii now trailing the Bulldogs by 4.
Introducing the Nokia 3300 series wireless phone. Nokia, connecting people.
You almost done, Dad?
No. I'm planning for your college education here.
Again?
Gotta keep track of this. Stocks, bonds, funds.
Is this a stock?
Yeah. Here's the price. Earnings over the last 10 years. PE ratio.
23.
Right.
Is that good?
Want a little guidance? Introducing the personal financial consultant from Quick & Riley, a Fleet Boston financial company.
Guys, switch to Mach 3. 3 blades for the closest shave in a single stroke. You'll love the difference. And so will we. Mach 3. From Gillette.
You can't kill what you can't catch. Spy Hunter. Prepare to be hunted. Rated 2.
College football Saturday. Lou Holtz leads the Gamecocks in a battle against Casey Clausen and the Vols. South Carolina, Tennessee, 6 o'clock Saturday on ESPN2.
June Jones having some words with the officials here. He should perhaps have some words with his offense. 2 trips now into the red zone, and Hawaii's had to settle for 2 field goals. Bernard Berrien getting the kickoff from his 5. And the speedy returner gets it up to the 28. More college football coming your way tomorrow. Big Ten style, noon Eastern time. Joe Paterno looks to pass the legendary Bear Bryant on the all-time win list. His Nittany Lions host Big Ten rival Ohio State. College football Saturday, noon Eastern time on ESPN. For more on this weekend's college football action, log on to ESPN.com. And if you're here in Hawaii, Coach, you're going to be here tomorrow. Getting up at 6 a.m. to watch that?
I'm going to watch that game. And Joe Paterno, Joe Paterno is one of the all-time great football coaches. A great friend of mine. It'll be a great ball game against the Buckeyes.
Football from 6 a.m. on here in Hawaii. Rodney Michael is the center because Mike Stovall went out injured on the last series. Completion to Rodney Wright. A first down for the Bulldogs, 20 yards.
This is the same play we saw earlier in the ball game, the 3-level route to break up his zone coverage. The inside receiver is going to be wide open. Outside receiver takes a corner off the inside receiver. The one guy goes in the flat. The inside receiver is about a 17-yard out route. He's wide open.
Rodney Wright a little gimpy after making that reception, but first down from the 49. Wright will take a rest. DeAndre Gilbert comes in. And the numbers for him this season really padded the last 3 games when he's been averaging 124 yards plus per game in games against Louisiana Tech, Colorado State, and Boise State. 2 tight ends. Paris Gaines nowhere to go, and he is smothered for a loss. It's a 2-yard loss. Pisatino Isamoa among those making the tackle.
They're getting after Paris Gaines. Exactly what the defensive coordinator said they were going to do. They're going to try to stop the running game, and they're doing a good job of it.
Kevin Lempa, the defensive coordinator for Hawaii in his 2nd year, knew June Jones, and they were both with the San Diego Chargers, and June brought him over to Honolulu. There's a good look at Pisa. Terrific linebacker, just a junior. And there's Kevin Lempa, a native of Hartford, Connecticut. He was excited to see the ESPN crew come in, based nearby Bristol. 2nd and 12, Carr to Berrien. And he is tackled in Hawaii territory, a gain of 7. Hiram Peters, the corner, with the stop.
Peters has got to make that play again. That's the jailbreak screen. You throw the ball to your best receiver, try to get him in the open field. Berrien, very dangerous receiver, runs a 4.340. You do not want to let him get the ball in the open field in the secondary against your defense.
Berrien can hurt you in so many ways. Punt returns, kickoff returns, and really is a terrific receiver.
Hawaii now in what we call a nickel package. They're trying to stop the pass on this play.
Fresno 3 for 4 on 3rd down so far. This is a 3rd and 5. Carr looking for Berrien. He gets him for another first down. Berrien tackled inside the 30.
That was a big-time throw, Pam. Carr really is impressive. Very impressive. I don't believe I've seen a quarterback throw the ball any better than he's thrown it in this ball game.
17-yard gain, Coach, and a lot of people talking about Carr this year, and a lot of people say he's the best quarterback they've seen.
They're bringing Berrien in motion, and he just runs a little, what we call a choice route. The defensive back gives him too much of a cushion. He sets down, makes the play, then becomes a ball carrier in the open field.
Jacob Espiau is down, the safety from Oahu. he is looked at by the Hawaii training staff. Espiau. And here's David Carr, who took a licking after this throw, Coach.
David Carr took a pretty good shot. Boy, he's very impressive. Setting the pocket under pressure like that. Got the pass off right on the money.
Travis LeBoy, the defensive end from San Rafael, California, among those with the hit.
Pam, this would really hurt Hawaii's defense if this safety is hurt, because as we know, Nate Jackson is not playing in the ball game.
Espiau is up and walking out. Robert Grant starting in place of Jackson. Espiau, the other safety for this team. And there is Jacob, 5'10", 190-pounder, senior, and he's able to go off on his own. Espiau was second-team All-WAC last year when he led Hawaii in tackles. 1st and 10 from the 30. Josh Levi, the running back. Now for David Carr. But he gives it to Rodney Wright. And Wright, the wide receiver, is pushed out of bounds, but he picked up 3.
Wright showed what kind of athlete he is there in the open field. Should have been tackled for a loss. The corner, Chris Brown, comes up, number 54, I believe it was, and missed a tackle. You can see what kind of athlete Rodney Wright is in the open field.
Rodney Wright averaging over 6 yards a carry. That's his 11th carry of the season. And he's another versatile player for the Bulldogs. 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7. Carr looking, finding his receiver, and that's Smith, who goes in for the 27-yard touchdown. That looked too easy.
He made it look easy, didn't he? Chris Smith, right there. Charles Smith, number 18. That's his 2nd touchdown of the year. Again, a little slant route. Caught the ball about a 7-yard pass, and then used his athletic ability and put the ball in the end zone.
As you might have seen there, Nate Jackson, the safety who we told you about who was hurt, was in on that play.
And Pam, that ball was right on the money. That's what happens. Nate Jackson was hurt this week, didn't practice. It's hard. I don't care how good you are. It's hard to play a good ball game when you don't practice during the week.
Jackson's leg was so badly cut up, he had to have 2 layers of stitches in his lower left leg after the motorbike accident. He slid into a car that he said suddenly stopped in front of him. That happened near the University of Hawaii campus. So Charles Smith has 2 touchdown catches. Asen Asparuhoff in to add the extra point. So Fresno State, David Carr hooking up with Charles Smith for the 2nd time today. The Bulldogs have taken the 17-6 lead.
What can you do at vhix.com in 30 seconds or less? And you didn't even break a sweat. vhix.com, roadmap to the automotive world.
Identity crisis? Get smart. Get supplied. Military and Police Supply now has dog tags. Getting yours is easy. Give us the info. We engrave it. You wear it. In minutes, crisis solved. And don't forget our selection of knives, boots, and patches. Check out our stockpile of MREs and other survival essentials. Located at 7351 West Madison and Forest Park, minutes from the Eisenhower, from the city or suburbs. Dial 312 surplus for weekly specials and closeouts. Keeping you strong for over 25 great years. Military and Police Supply. Thanks for the business.
College football Saturday. Fighting to stay in the bowl hunt. The rejuvenated Irish take their 3-game winning streak on the road as they battle BC. College football Saturday. Notre Dame, Boston College, 7:45 Saturday on ESPN.
Tony Kornheiser, Michael Wilbon. We're fat, we're bald, we're old, we're white. And one of us is blind. Pardon the interruption. 5:30 p.m. Eastern, weekdays on ESPN. And again at 7 on ESPN2. It's not pretty.
PTI. Charles Smith has caught 2 touchdown passes from David Carr. Here's the most recent.
Missed the first 3 games with an injury, but you can see he's a great athlete. Catches the ball right here on the underneath, runs a little slant route. The linebacker takes himself out, catches the ball, and turns it into a touchdown.
And Nate Jackson, the safety, was among those who was in pursuit and unsuccessfully tried to come up with the tackle. 17-6 is the score. Chad Owens, who already has a 65-yard kickoff return. Well, this one not quite as successful. Hawaii takes over just over the 20-yard line. Lots of college football coming your way tomorrow on ABC. Started off at noon Eastern time. Two of the best teams in the country, number 2 Oklahoma and number 3 Nebraska, face each other, and then regional action follows. Michigan and Iowa. Maryland, unbeaten, goes into Florida State. Number 5 UCLA takes on a Stanford team that upset Oregon last week. On the West Coast, at 4 local time, you will get Oregon and Washington State. College football Saturday tomorrow on ABC.
The Maryland team is probably the surprise team in college football. Ralph Friesen has done a great job with the Terrapin football team.
He certainly has, and now that Fresno State has lost, Maryland might be the Cinderella story, particularly if they can win in Tallahassee tomorrow. They've never beaten Florida State. Mike Bass catches the swing pass for Hawaii. Picks up 5. Devon Banks with the stop.
Bass is one player that can make things happen. You got to get him the football. Normally he takes the ball out of the backfield. Normally you hand the ball. He's a leading rusher for their football team. He rushed for over 3,000 yards at high school.
Not bad, and that's his 20th catch of the season. And Bass is only about 5'6", 158, a little back for Hawaii, and has done the lion's share of the rushing for this team. 2nd and 5. Rolovich looking for Bass again. Gets him on the right side. First down, Hawaii.
I can see why they like Bass. He's a great athlete. Get him the ball in the open field. Let him make things happen.
It's an 11-yard gain and a first down for Bass. Had 146 yards earlier this season against UTEP.
A little swing route. Bass just comes out of the backfield. You can see a linebacker's trying to come out and cover him. You got a mismatch with him. Bass, your best running back against a linebacker in the open field.
Bass is from Corona, California. Fresno State actually was one of the schools that recruited him, but he decided to come to Hawaii. Bass 2 catches for 16 yards. 1st and 10 for the Warriors. Rolovich retreating. Burley's after him. Gets it off and completes it to Harris. A good completion as Harris picks up a couple. Let's go back down to Alex Flanagan on the field.
Well, Pam, if you watch Coach June Jones on the sideline, you'll notice that he always stays behind the ball. Because 9 months ago, June was in a near-fatal car accident that tore his aorta and left him unconscious for a few days. He spent the past 9 months rehabilitating his body, and 2 days ago, he ran his first lap around the track. But Pam, he says he needs a little more time before he's able to run from the ball if it comes to him.
Thank you, Alex. And actually, it is a miracle that June Jones survived that accident at all. When you rupture your aorta, usually you bleed to death right there. And it is a miraculous story, and he's slowly coming back. Rolovich gets it off right before he is tackled. The ball is completed to Craig Stutzman. First down for the Warriors. So 2 plays in a row. Rolovich has hung in there and made good decisions with the football.
A good block right there by number 53. Quarterback ISO. Nick Rolovich getting in rhythm here now. Did not have a very good first quarter, but now he's starting to get his rhythm. Wide receiver caught the ball, became a running back when he caught the ball in the open field. Did a good job watching the ball in his hands and then made something happen after he caught the football.
That's Craig Stutzman, the senior, 5'11", 194 pounds, one of the captains of this team. First down, Hawaii in Fresno territory. Rolovich completes it to Lelie, and Ashley is off and running down the sidelines. Vernon Fox pushes him out of bounds at the 27. Craig Stutzman laid on a great block.
This is the inside screen. This play was designed to come inside, but Lelie, being the great athlete he is, broke the ball back outside, got the ball out in the open field. 6'3", 187-pounder, and made something happen.
18-yard gain for Ashley, and he is 6th in the country in receiving yards, averaging 116.5 per game. 2nd in receptions nationally, averaging about 7.7 per game.
June Jones told us in a meeting yesterday that he thinks Ashley will be a first-round draft choice in the National Football League.
He is a junior, and Ashley's already said he will come back for his senior year. Mike Bass spinning and gaining a few yards as Nick Burley tackles him.
We talked about June Jones. He's his own offensive coordinator. What a great job he's done. This team was 0-12 the year before he came. His first year, he was 9-4, National Coach of the Year, and is 4-2 going into this ball game. He's an outstanding football coach.
And he loves it here in Hawaii, and you can't blame him. The Warrior spirit is here. The weather doesn't stink. It's not a bad place to be. June said he would like to stay here, has 2.5 years left on his current contract. 2nd and 5 from the 22. Rolovich.
With the screen again. This might be a touchdown.
Justin Colbert inside the 10. They're starting to mix it up nicely.
That's how you attack the zone. They draw back in the zone. Number 4 saved the touchdown right there.
That's Tyree Sams. Pushed him out, the corner from Fresno.
You can see just a little screen pass here. They're going to run him off. He comes underneath, run him off, and get the ball out. Get the ball out to the good athlete in the open field. And he makes something happen.
So it's almost sort of like a legal pick in that way, the way that the receiver clears them out, right?
You can do that in college football. You can block downfield as long as the ball is thrown behind the line of scrimmage. That's the secret.
All right, 1st and goal for the 2nd time today for Hawaii. They had 1st and goal from the 2 back in the 1st quarter, had to settle for a field goal.
Well, we need a touchdown out of this drive.
They sure do. Fast. A lot of green in front of them. But going east and west instead of north and south, and he stumbles forward inside the 5.
That's a great run to pick up about 3 or 4 yards.
He had to go a long way.
This is just pure athletic ability. This is a great little athlete, number 1. 5'6", 158-pound freshman, and he is a true freshman. Averaging over 5 yards per carry coming into this ball game.
Love to see those little guys who move around so much.
They're hard to tackle.
Oh, reminds you of the great Barry Sanders, who was a little guy and was impossible to tackle. 2nd down and goal now from the 3. Pitch it.
Little option.
And it is an option and a touchdown. A trick play has gotten Hawaii their first touchdown. Lelie gets his 8th touchdown catch of the season.
Pam, that was a great call. I'm not sure who threw this ball. I think they put a quarterback in at the tailback position, number 7. Pitched the ball back to the quarterback, and he threw the ball.
Sean Allen was back there, and he is listed way down on the depth chart, Coach. And
that's one of those plays you put in this week, and it worked. June Jones told us he had some trick plays he might use.
And that one did indeed work. The extra point is good by Justin Ayad. So Lelie catches the touchdown pass. Hawaii is getting closer to the Bulldogs.
In a world of uncertainty, there will always be a need for those proud few who can prove they are a world apart. Maybe you can be one of us, the few, the proud, the Marines.
It's where academics count. It's where athletes count. It's where alumni count. Count it all up, and you'll have a crystal clear picture of what we believe, who we are, and what we do. Our purpose, our focus, our passion. Celebrating 40 years of the Western Athletic Conference, where actions count.
Welcome back to a very charged up Aloha Stadium. June Jones going deep into his playbook to draw up that touchdown. It was the freshman from Honolulu, Chad Kapanui, throwing it to Ashley Lelie. Sean Allen, the 4th-string quarterback, took the snap.
And that got the crowd back in this ball game. I can assure you, this place is loud right now.
Berrien stopped short of the 20 on the kickoff. Let's take a look at this crazy play again, Coach.
What a great call. It caught me off guard. Here, number 7 comes down the line. Looked like it's going to be an option play. Pitches the ball back to the running back, number 5, and of course he throws the ball to their good wide receiver, who's wide open in the end zone, Ashley Lelie, their best wide receiver.
So Chad Kapanui gets his first touchdown pass, and you see the smiles all around for Chad, his first collegiate touchdown throw.
We've got a good ball game going, 17-13 here, and the Rainbow crowd is in the ball game.
And the Hawaii players waving towels on the sidelines, getting the crowd up. Mike Stovall is back at center after sitting out the last series with an injury. Harris Gaines up the middle, not much.
A good job by the Hawaii defense stopping the running play. It's exactly what they tried to do. Number 1, Travis LeBoy stepped up and made the play. Now we're going to see a lot of substitutions go in the field. They're playing a lot of different looks on defense. Hawaii is. Look for the nickel package on this down. When I say nickel package, I'm talking about 5 defensive backs. And we'll see number 10 go to middle linebacker, their best linebacker.
And that is Pisatui Samoa. 2nd and 8. Gaines only got 2 on the last play. Carr swings it over to Gaines. And he is dragged down from behind just short of the 24-yard line. 6-yard gain and a late flag goes up.
Good pursuit by the Hawaii defense. Number 37, Eliminian made the tackle. The corner came up and made the play.
Hawaii players pointing Fresno's way on the penalty.
And this is a big penalty. It's a personal foul penalty against Fresno.
It would have been about 3rd and 4 before the flag.
Now, there's no question you accept this penalty. You got to back them up when you get them in this situation.
So a very late flag, and David Carr is going to have to come up with a big play to keep this drive going. It's Cooper Castleberry.
After the play, a personal foul on the offense. Half the distance to the goal. It's 3rd down.
3rd down. That's a dead ball penalty. That is a key play. Got them backed up now. 3rd and long.
Pat Hill looking for an explanation, and you'll see what happened in the scrum. Tino Isamoa was thrown down. Looked like Mike Stovall, the center, was involved. 3rd and 15. Carr looking for Berrien, and it's overthrown. Fresno State will have to punt.
That's good coverage right there. Credit to the Hawaii secondary on that particular play. Great play there by Kelvin Millhouse. Number 17, the left corner. Plays a wide side corner. Usually lines up against the best wide receiver.
Millhouse, a sophomore from Santa Ana, California, already has 5 tackles today and had terrific coverage one-on-one with Berrien.
That touchdown pass really got this Hawaii football team back into the game. They're really fired up right now.
Clifton Herbert is back to get Jason Simpson's punt. His first of the day. Simpson going to punt from around his own goal line. Herbert awaits at midfield. Simpson had to sidestep to get the snap. It's a short kick and will roll out of bounds. Good field position for the Warriors, who will take over on their own 48-yard line. A 39-yard punt by Simpson with no return. Notre Dame and Boston College going to play tomorrow in Chestnut Hill. You can check it out 7:45 Eastern time on ESPN. After the first 0-3 start in school history, the Irish have won 3 in a row. William Green and the Eagles going to do their best to beat Notre Dame, Carlisle Holiday, and the Fighting Irish in Chestnut Hill to see if they can make it 4 straight. College football, 7:45 tomorrow night on ESPN. Log on to ESPN.com for all your college football information. And we have got ourselves a ball game here in Honolulu. Just over 4.5 minutes left to go in the first half.
A good time here to try to get a home run play, fam. You got the team fired up, the crowd's fired up. Good time to go deep.
Rolovich rolling out. He has to go to his checkoff guy, Shannon Harris, and he throws it well over his head, incomplete.
I think he threw that one away, but he didn't have to throw it away. You're right. He had Shannon Harris wide open. He was pressured here by number 87. Clarence Denning, though, did a nice job putting pressure on him.
Denning making his first start of the year. The sophomore from Modesto pressed into action because Jake Probst is hurt, has that sprained knee. He did not make the trip. And there are 2 starters on the defensive line not playing.
Here we see Fresno bringing a lot of fresh defensive linemen. That's what you're seeing now in college football. Keep those people fresh up front.
Especially, I would think, on a relatively warm day. 2nd and 10. Rolovich has Lelie, and he tries to get him. Instead, it is almost intercepted.
That's a great job of the linebacker falling back in zone coverage. Got underneath it. Justin Johnson, number 95. He's a great athlete. To see him drop here, that's what we call this is zone pass defense. You can see the linebacker got back and almost made the play. The wide receiver, number 8, was open, but you cannot throw the ball through the linebacker. You got to throw it over the linebacker, or you got to find zones and get the ball in the creases.
So that brings up a 3rd and 10 from Hawaii's 48. 4 wide receivers, 3 of them to Rolovich's right. Looks that way. And he throws into triple coverage trying to find Ashley Lelie.
Nobody open there, and a pretty good pass rush. They only brought, Fresno only rushed 4 linemen. Had a little twist between the 2 tackles, but they did a nice job putting pressure on the quarterback.
So Matt McBriar comes in for his 3rd punt of the day, and once again, Hawaii wasting good field position.
That's a good job right there by the Bulldog defense. 3 and out.
Exactly what Pat Hill wanted. Boy, has he done a great job at Fresno State, and a very difficult job trying to come back from that deflating loss last week at home, where they had won 17 in a row, and Boise State beat them.
Pat Hill coached for some good football coaches. Dick Tomey, Jim Sweeney, Ron McBride. They're all good coaches.
And McBriar can kick the ball. He's got some good hang time. Showed it there as Berrien gets it around his 11, turns the corner, and Berrien is shoved out of bounds. We're going to mark it at the 27-yard line. Hero Mitchell coming up with the stop. 39-yard punt and a 14-yard return for Berrien.
I can see why they like Berrien, a great athlete. He's got good size, 6'2", 190-pounder. Got a player getting a tape job here on the sideline. That's why you need a good athletic trainer. Trainer and team doctor. Some people don't realize how important they are to the success of the football team.
It's George Benson, a backup defensive lineman, a freshman from Oakland, getting his left ankle looked over. 4:03 left. Plenty of time for David Carr. Gets it to Berrien, and he is tackled right away by Abraham Elimimian.
Both teams are relying on that quick screen. That's not a very good play unless you have somebody that can push the secondary deep and then create some running room underneath. Here we see a lot of substitution. They're bringing their nickel package back in the ballgame now, expecting to pass.
And one other thing about that Hawaii 3 and out, they only killed about 30 seconds of the clock, so that gave David Carr 4 minutes with which to work before halftime, which is a lot of time.
A lot of time when you can throw the ball.
Carr looking for Berrien. He has him across midfield.
That's a 3-deep zone, Pam, and that's a great route by Berrien. Number 2, again, what we call a skinny post. What's Berrien here? He drives the receiver deep and then breaks inside. He's wide open. As you can see him catch the football. Carr stepped up in the pocket and let that one go.
7 catches for 94 yards for Berrien, and he gets it down to the Hawaii 46. We approach 3 minutes left in the first half. 2 tight ends in for Fresno. Give it to Paris Gaines, and he falls forward for 3.
2 tight end, a single back, what we call the inside zone running play. That play is checked at the line of scrimmage by your quarterback. Plenty of time, as you mentioned, Pam. 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Got the ball on the 44-yard line.
And this would be a huge stop for Hawaii as they got it down to within 4. The last thing they want to do, obviously, is give up a touchdown before the half after coming down and closing the gap with 6 minutes left to go in this half. 2nd and 6. Carr checking off.
He's going to throw the ball this time.
Looking all the way for Wright, gets him. Ankle tackle is missed, and Wright makes a little something out of nothing.
The only thing that saved that from being a great play was an inside-out pursuit by number 2. A great tackle right there. A missed tackle, and number 33, Hiram Mitchell, missed a tackle. But what's the linebackers get out there? What's the other guys get out there in a hurry? Number 58, number 3, number 12, your free safety getting in on the play.
Peters had a good shot at him. It would have been a great tackle as Charles Smith kind of whipped on a block. 3rd and 3. Fresno 4 of 6 today on 3rd downs. Timeout taken by the Bulldogs at a very crucial time. 1:35 left to go. 3rd and 3. David Carr will talk it over with Pat Hill. We'll come back to Honolulu.
A world-class university in the heart of the Pacific, the University of Hawaii at Manoa ranks among the nation's top public research universities, excelling in ocean and earth sciences, astronomy, and Asia and Pacific studies. It also has a top-notch athletic program. UH is committed to quality, diversity, and service. Excellent resources, dynamic faculty, high-caliber students. The University of Hawaii at Manoa.
Now, welcome back to Honolulu. Fresno State has the ball. Let's quickly go to Reese Davis.
Hi, Pam. Coming up on Sports Center in-game hour halftime report, we'll look ahead to the Big Red rivalry, the showdown between Nebraska and Oklahoma. We'll also look at other sports. Did you hear Michael Jordan's playing again? We'll see if he's ready for the regular season. And certainly the New York Islanders, I mean, they're bossy-esque all of a sudden. We'll get you up to date on that and everything else in a bit.
Thank you very much, Reese. We will look forward to that coming up at halftime. Game 1 of the World Series is indeed tomorrow in Arizona.
Pam, we got a 3rd and 2 situation. I wouldn't be surprised to see Fresno use 2 downs to try to get this first down. I don't think they'll punt the ball if they don't make the first down on the 3rd down.
They did take a timeout to talk it over. Some of the locals here, John. Shopping where you shop, perhaps? You have
Great. You can have fun over here. I can promise you that.
It really is.
I can see why June Jones wants to stay over here.
Yeah, not a bad place to be. Here we go. 3rd and 3. Carr passing, gets it off to Rodney Wright, who gets the first down, and oh boy, did David Carr hang in there. Big-time pressure by Tino Isamoa.
The linebacker, number 10, dropped back, but that is a great play. As you mentioned, I thought it was a great call. It caught me off guard. A little screen pass on 3rd down, 3rd and 2. You can see they're going to clear out and then throw the ball underneath to the wide receiver, number 17.
Boy, Tino Isamoa got there in a hurry. Matt Wright was coming in from his linebacker spot. 1st and 10 now from the 31.
The clock is going to be a factor in the ball game now. 1:18 left to go in the first half.
And Carr changed up again, gave it to Josh Levi, the running back, who was tripped up by Tino Isamoa. And the clock continues to run down towards the 1-minute mark.
They go with what we call a hurry-up offense, go without a huddle. Check with me at the line of scrimmage. You got a veteran quarterback who can run this offense.
2nd and 6. Carr incomplete, looking for Wright. That stops the clock with 51 seconds left.
I believe there was a miscommunication on that play. It looked like Wright should have come on inside and run the slant route. It looked like he checked up. That ball very easily could have been intercepted.
And 6 substitutions coming in now to play for this Hawaii defense on 3rd and 6.
I'm impressed with both these football teams' ability to throw the football. Both of them have a school of great wide receivers.
Fresno State averaging over 300 yards per game through the air. 4 defensive backs in for the Warriors. Carr rolling and completing his pass. So we'll take a look at the spot. A terrific spot. Boy, a favorable spot for Fresno State. That should be a first down for Rodney Wright.
They threw that ball into too deep coverage. The corner's got to make this play. He doesn't have any flat responsibility. The corner's got to level and come up and make the play. Kevin Milhouse has got to make that play.
They spot it on the 20. That's a first down for Fresno. 45 seconds left to go. They're on the 20, and they have 8 more first downs than Hawaii. Carr, that one is batted down. 2nd down upcoming. Never had a shot. Lance Semaseva among those.
Number 92 got his hands up. When you throw the quick passing game like that, those offensive linemen have got to attack the defense and make them get their hands down, get their arms down, so there's some lanes, open lanes for the quarterback to throw the football.
Semaseva is a sophomore, 5'11", 285 from Oahu.
Sometime we got to throw one in the end zone here. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go up top here to number 2. Throw the fade route in the end zone.
You like that Berrien, don't you, Coach?
I love him. He's only caught about 10 passes here in the first half.
Carr throws it away as he was heavily pressured. Joe Correa, the linebacker, among those coming in, and He throws it away. That'll bring up a 3rd and 10.
That's why you play a lot of defensive linemen. You got to get pressure in passing situations like this. You keep them fresh while you expect great effort out of them.
So 3rd and 10, a huge 3rd down for both teams as we approach halftime.
Good play by Joe there, number 6, Joe Carrera, 6'3", 240-pound senior linebacker.
Fresno, 5 of 7 on 3rd downs, a terrific percentage so far today. Carr looking all the way for Berrien, and he is stopped short.
Again, that's a screen pass. I think they went to the well one time too often. Hawaii stopped that one. Number 33, Hyman Peters made the tackle. The left corner.
They have a couple of timeouts remaining as the clock winds down. David Carr is staring at it. He's going to call timeout.
I believe that scoreboard's wrong. I believe they have one timeout left. But anyway, they let the clock run down. They're going to take a chance to kick a field goal here the last play of the first half.
And they do that. David Carr signaling timeout with 2 seconds left on the clock. Asen Asparuhoff will be attempting a field goal when we come back to Honolulu. Welcome back to Aloha Stadium. Pat Hill not quite getting what he wanted out of that last drive. Asen Asparuhoff is on the field to attempt his 2nd field goal of the day. He hit from 35 earlier.
A little surprised, Pam, we're not seeing more deep balls thrown in that situation. You know, you can go to the well one time too often and throw those underneath routes, and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But if you can protect your quarterback and you got a quarterback like Carr throwing the football, why not throw the ball down the field?
Well, they're going with that little stuff, hoping for the receiver to break free. It did not work that time. So with 2 seconds left on the clock, Asen Asparuhoff comes in to attempt his 2nd 35-yard field goal of the game. The left-footed kicker from that hash mark. Jason Simpson, the punter, is his holder. Asparuhoff sneaks it through. It is good. So Fresno State, remember they had 4 minutes and 2 seconds left on the clock after a 3-and-out by Hawaii, and Pat Hill's guys took advantage, went down for Asparuhoff's 2nd field goal of the game. It's 20-13, Fresno State up by 7. Let's take you to Reese Davis, Rodney Gilmore, and Mark May. Reese?
All right, Pam, thanks a lot. And for the 2nd straight Friday night, Fresno State involved in a little bit of a battle and a whack game. We'll get to all of the things coming up in college football this weekend, and we will also see if that Jordan guy's ready to play. There he is. Let's see if he's still got any game at all. Final tune-up before the regular season starts. It's okay.
Unscripted with Chris Connolly. Weekdays at 5 on ESPN.
Circuit City presents Expo 2001. 30 days of what's new, what's hot, and what's next, featuring live demos of HD TV, digital photography, high-speed internet access, and more. All this month at Circuit City. Circuit City, we're with you.
Now in theaters.
Your planet is really bright.
An extraordinary journey has begun.
What the hell? Brother came from nowhere.
I know who you are.
My time here is almost up.
Celebrate the possibilities.
Be prepared for anything.
K-Pax, rated PG-13.
Get a Warren winch with select Yamaha ATVs during Yamaha All-Terrain Value Days.
I'm Dell Enterprise. Servers, storage, and premier services. Sure, I keep your critical apps up and running. Microsoft, i2, SAP. But first I work with you directly to preload and pretest them so they scream from day one. How fast can I deploy your critical apps? How fast can you plug me in? Rapid deployment, maximum uptime. Easy as Dell. Dell PowerEdge servers use Intel Pentium 3 Xeon processors.
This is Sports Center in-game.
Fresno State on top of Hawaii, 20-13 at the half. Glad to have you with us on Sports Center in-game. We'll get to college football in a bit. Rodney Gilmore, Mark May will join me. But first, Michael Jordan's final tune-up before the regular season. And he's supposed to open the regular season at the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. But you don't play New York until you prove you can play Uncasville. Wizards and the Celtics at the Mohegan Sun Casino in beautiful downtown Uncasville, Connecticut. Here's Jordan, first quarter, Boston up by 4, MJ stroking. Lead is down to 2. Second quarter, Celtics get sloppy. MJ would steal the ball back here and give it to the hottest thing out of Fresno before David Carr, Courtney Alexander, and Boston's up by 1. Boston by 6. Here's Antoine Walker, Rod.
Oh, way downtown.
Bang. Boston leads by 9, second quarter, less than 5 ticks to go, and you're never out of a game if you've got Milt Palacio, who finds Joseph Forte, throws it down into half. Boston up by 11. The Celtics would win at 107-93, but perhaps more importantly, Jordan had 21, an average 22.3 for the preseason, and he gets it on for real on Tuesday night at Madison Square Garden. Not too far from the Garden, up on the island. The Islanders playing well on the road in Carolina tonight. It's 2-0 Carolina, and Roman Hammerlin beats Tom Barrasso. Mark Parrish would deflect that shot and be credited with his 10th of the year. They made it a 2-1 game. Isles back on the power play. Oleg Kavasha ties the contest, and we would go to overtime. Isles on the power play off the face-off. Marius Tchaikovsky beats Barrasso, and the comeback is complete, and the Islanders do it again. 3-2 in overtime. That is the 3rd career overtime winner for Tchaikovsky. The Isles have won their first 6 road games this season. The NHL record is 7, and you see the Islanders still haven't lost one in regulation. Stars and the Red Wings. Dallas has had great success in the Joe. Nicholas Lidstrom, slap shot, past at Belfour, and the Stars lead now down to 3-2 on Lidstrom's first of the year. Dallas on the power play. Donald Odette, backhander, the Dominator, is beaten, and it's 4-2 Dallas. That's Odette's first as a Star. Pierre Turgeon would get a rebound after Hasek, as he occasionally will do, is caught out of net going out there to play aggressively. Turgeon with his 3rd. Dallas 5-3 winner. They are 6-1-1 in their last 8 games at the Joe. Canadiens beat the Sabres 5-2 the final, and that one Brian Savage, ooh yeah, Macho Man with his 7th career hat trick. The Thrashers beat the Capitals 1-0. The Thrashers getting their first home victory of the season. The Kings and the Panthers, that's a 3-2 Panther victory. They get their first home win as well. The Buick Challenge in beautiful Pine Mountain, Georgia. Davis Love III, a Georgia native. The 62 in the second round. He has a 1-stroke lead on DJ Singh.
Tiger.
Where's Tiger? Tiger not on the leaderboard. Thought it was contractually obligated to be on the leaderboard in any Buick event. Not there. Fresno State up 20-13. College football talk when we come back.
Choose road. Validating tires.
BF Goodrich tires with traction advantage.
Approved.
For control you can feel, no matter what road you choose. BF Goodrich tires. Take control.
Hi, sir. Here's your pizza, and I gave the cheesy bread to your kids.
I don't have any kids.
Order Domino's cheesy bread with your pizza tonight. It's a delicious blend of mozzarella and cheddar cheeses. Call now. Get the door. It's Domino's. Now, for a limited time, get a full order of Domino's delicious cheesy bread free when you purchase a large one-topping pizza for just $9.99. That's right, free cheesy bread. Call now.
College football Saturday at noon on ESPN. Now that he's tied for the most wins with a Bear, Joe Paterno's Nittany Lions look to put their coach into the record books against Ohio State. At noon on ESPN2. Still smarting from last week's upset loss, Northwestern takes on number 20 Purdue as the Boilermakers try to stay in the Big Ten race. Ohio State, Penn State at noon on ESPN. Northwestern, Purdue at noon on ESPN2. It all starts on ESPN at 10:30
We're going to let these guys do a little sparring in a little bit. Mark May and Rod Gilmore here with me. Of course, it is a huge weekend in college football, highlighted by the de facto Pac-10 playoff and certainly the Big 12 as well with the Big Red rivalry showdown. UCLA and Stanford will go at it, Washington State and Oregon as well. But, of course, all eyes on Lincoln, Nebraska, Oklahoma and Nebraska. One more win for Eric Crouch at quarterback ties him the all-time leader for victories as a quarterback. But he hasn't played well, at least statistically, in most of the big games. This is a great opportunity for him not only to erase that blemish, to put himself maybe at the front of the Heisman race. Steve Cyphers with the first of two reports. Shelley Smith also reporting from UCLA Stanford. Let's start with Steve.
Eric Crouch has come far, from those head-spinning times when forced to play as a freshman to his head-turning play as a senior. With 14 rushing touchdowns, he leads the nation. He's 32-5 as a starter, but what he doesn't have is what he craves, a national championship.
Year after year, we've been a team that's been in the top 10, and we've been one of the best programs in the country for, decades now, and that's just things that have been proven, and those are just facts. And, this year, it's the same again. I feel like we're one of the best teams in the country. I feel like we're a national championship contender. I feel like we'll be in the Big 12 championship game, and we've got a lot of great talent on this team.
A loss could eliminate the Huskers of the Sooners from the national title picture, but regardless of the outcome, Nebraska and Oklahoma could meet again for the Big 12 championship 36 days from now in Dallas. Now to Palo Alto and Shelley Smith talking about the Bruins and the Cardinal.
UCLA is 6-0 and ranked 5th in the country, largely because of its dominant defense and the rushing of Deshaun Foster. But the Bruins have been led quietly by quarterback Corey Paz, who has yet to throw an interception this season and is effective, Bob Toledo says, because he's a year older and he's working within the system.
I think the big thing with Corey, obviously he has much more experience. He's got a lot of confidence, and he's not making those bonehead-type plays. He's not throwing a bad interception. The big thing is we're asking him, don't get us beat. It's nice if you can win the game for us, but don't get us beat.
Stanford will be without its starting quarterback, Randy Pisani, instead going with backup Chris Lewis, who, working within Stanford's system last week, upset Oregon. In Stanford, California, I'm Shelley Smith, ESPN.
And we'll get to that whole backup quarterback scenario for UCLA's opponents. It's played out a lot of times this year, but Oklahoma and Nebraska, guys, no Sooner coach has gone into Lincoln and won, and they've changed the schedule around since the formation of the Big 12. 1987, the last time. Barry Switzer back when the Sooner magic was alive, and Bob Stoops has rekindled some of that.
He's got some magic of his own, and I think he uses it in big games and does it very well. People don't realize how good a coach he is in big games. He's faced top 10 teams 8 times, 8-0, and 6 of those times his team was an underdog. And here we go again this year. They're an underdog to a Nebraska team when they're the defending national champs. I think, Mark, you have to remember this is a good team coached by a guy who gets them going. I go with Oklahoma because their defense, you've been on the fence all week, so come with it.
I finally made a decision. I'll tell you what, their luck runs out in this game, and I'm going to tell you why. In big games, you need 3 factors, and these are the 3 keys. First, you need to protect the football. You can't turn it over. Second, you need good quarterback play. You look at Oklahoma, Jason White, 1 start. You look at Nebraska, Eric Crouch, 32-5 over his last 37 starts. But you also have to have a secret weapon. And Nebraska has a secret weapon, and their left guard, 6'4", Tony Yu, Fono T, 6'4", 340 pounds. Here he's got to pull and trap the linebacker. That's how Rod Gilmore used to take on linemen. He used to get smacked. It's a pancake. Now watch the big guy at left guard. It's a read block. You don't just stand up in the pocket if you're a linebacker and take on the big guy. You fold over. That's what happens. Guys, you got to have a secret weapon in the game, and this is your secret weapon. You've got to have a big lineman that just mows down.
Rocky Kalmus right through there.
Rocky Kalmus is going to get it. Here's Rocky. Here's the big guy. The big guy always wins.
Let's see if it's a Rocky Horror Picture Show again. And you guys, you mentioned turnovers. Nebraska's lost 11 fumbles, and OU's forced 23 turnovers. It's something to keep an eye on tomorrow. Out in the Pac-10, you heard Shelley talking about UCLA and Stanford. And once again, I don't want to take anything away from the Bruin defense. They have been spectacular. They've been spectacular against second-string quarterbacks, and they face another backup quarterback for the 3rd straight week. Team having to go with this number 2 guy, Chris Lewis, going against that Bruin D.
Well, they've been able to get the job done. That's the bottom line. If you look at this defense compared to last year's defense, marked improvement, particularly by their new defensive coordinator, Phil Snow. Look at what they've been able to do defensively, almost half the rushing yards, which was key. Look at the points, 12.8 points given up this year compared to 30 last year. But what's more impressive, in the third quarter, when they come out after halftime to set the tempo, they have not allowed a third quarter point the entire season. And that's a mark of a tremendous defense. And plus, they have speed all over. They've got depth. They're clicking on defense. That's the key to UCLA. You talk about Deshaun Foster. He does a great job of keeping the defense fresh by keeping them off the field.
Well, he does that, and you're right. They have a really good defense. They've been underrated. They've got a lot of talent, but they're staying healthy, and that's really important for UCLA. But don't underestimate the Stanford team in that offensive line. It's a very good offensive line. Chris Lewis, although he's making his first start this season, is a guy who's played in some big games, knocked off Texas last year and USC, so he won't be in all of the Bruins.
Yeah, his numbers as a starter last year weren't great. You have to remember he was a freshman the first time around, and he's played a lot in relief because Fasani's had so many injury problems over the years. This is going to be a great game in the Pac-10. Stanford bemoaning his fate is not an undefeated team, just like Fresno State. Fresno's in another tussle against Hawaii. David Carr to Charles Smith here. It's a one-touchdown lead for the Bulldogs.
I believe I should do a weekend of shopping in an hour.
I believe I should surf without tying up the phone.
I believe in anything that makes homework more fun.
More of the internet you want? You better believe it. It's AT&T at Home, the high-speed cable internet service from AT&T Broadband.
I believe in banishing the sound of dial-up modems forever. I believe in downloading the top 40.
Well, it's still the top 40.
Dude. Call now and let this great deal on AT&T at Home make a believer out of you.
I believe I will.
AT&T Broadband. Believe in it.
It is sort of a de facto playoff Saturday in the SEC. Not only do South Carolina and Tennessee meet in the East, Georgia and Florida, the world's largest outdoor cocktail party. The Gators have had a week off, smarting from that loss to Auburn. Gators, #1 team in the country in passing offense. The Dogs, number 101 in passing defense. But, Rod, they have been able to throw the ball effectively. But David Green is going to be without Musa Smith, as he has been the last couple of weeks. So he's going to feel a little bit more heat, I would imagine, on Saturday.
Yeah, I think so. You know, it's a problem. The best friend for a quarterback is a good running game. And with Smith out, they lose their leading rusher. But Green's going to have to step up and deal with the pressure. He's a pretty good quarterback for a young guy. He's thrown the ball very well, has done a nice job, obviously, against Tennessee with his fourth quarter comeback there. But he's going to have pressure from Florida. Now, this guy is a left-hander, nice big kid, and you'll see the nice touch he has on the ball. He'll drop one in here against Tennessee, and the nice touch. See, right there, perfectly thrown. But he's not going to have all that kind of time against Florida. Alex Brown and company will be coming after him. Expect Florida to give him a lot of pressure, a lot of blitzing, because they know he's a young quarterback, and they don't want to give him time in the pocket, Mark.
I'll tell you what, Georgia's walking into a hornet's nest against Florida, and I'm going to tell you why. Steve Spurrier, 2 weeks, a week off to prepare for Georgia after getting upset against Auburn. 2 weeks previous to that, 600 yards in total offense. He's looking at a Georgia defense that has given up an average of 473 yards the last 3 games. I expect Rex Grossman and Steve Spurrier, the ball coach, to come out and throw the ball left, right, up the middle. And I would not be surprised, guys, if Florida goes over 700 yards in offense. Just to prove a point to everybody else, we had one bad game. That game's over.
They have had a little trouble running the ball. We'll see if they're able to get that established against Georgia. Also in the SEC East, South Carolina going into Tennessee, and Lou Holtz creating all kinds of diversions. Says if it's 2 out, he's not even going to break the huddle. They can penalize him to the 1-inch line.
he may do it. He very well may do it. And he may feel like it after watching the Tennessee offense, which I think is really starting to get in gear. When you look at what's happened with them, they're getting healthy. They're getting the receivers back. And they got Dante Stallworth back last week, and he was just fantastic. Now, right here, this is the first play of the season. He makes this nice grab. And then they lost him to injury for several weeks. Now he's back. Well, Kelly Washington developed while he was away. Washington, a big receiver, 22-year-old freshman who played baseball, comes in and he does a nice job. They already had a nice running attack with Travis Stevens, but the passing attack now, the first couple of games, 136 yards a game. The last couple of ball games, more than 300 yards a game on average. That's a nice job out of the Tennessee offense. Balance. I think that's trouble for South Carolina.
It's definitely going to be trouble for South Carolina, but I like the way that they've matured on Tennessee. They've gotten it together the last few weeks after the loss to Georgia. I think they're getting healthy on the defensive side of the ball, particularly Big John Henderson. He's finally healthy off that ankle injury, and he's starting to bring it now and put pressure on the quarterback. And I think if you look at the South Carolina offense, they can't move the ball particularly late in the game. They're going to have a very difficult time against the Tennessee defense.
And down in Tallahassee on Saturday, it'll be Maryland against Florida State. Maryland going in expecting to win, even if they are an underdog.
Well, you look at the fridge. What he told his team is, if you're scared, don't go. And if you go to Tallahassee and you play like you're scared, I'm going to leave you there. The last two games in Tallahassee, Maryland has not fared well. 99-17 combined points in the last two games in Tallahassee. And I'll tell you what Maryland has to do in this game, they've got to run the ball with Bruce Perry. It's going to be difficult because if you look at the Florida State defense against Virginia, they only gave up 34 yards rushing, but they're going to have to keep the ball away from the Florida State offense and at least burn time off the clock.
You calling Maryland scared? E.J. Henderson is not scared. Maryland's showing up.
I think they will because, you know, the fridge said, he told the students not to bother vandalizing the campus. It's time to act like they knew what it was like to win. So certainly Maryland's confident. We'll see how it all plays out when they get together, Maryland and Florida State on Saturday. Our game here on ESPN, Saturday night, 7:45 Eastern Time. Notre Dame and Boston College. Notre Dame has fought back after a very difficult start. We will see William Green for Boston College, one of the finer running backs in the country. Some serious football coming. More in the second half. Fresno State and Hawaii coming up.
Circuit City presents Expo 2001. 30 days of what's new, what's hot, and what's next, featuring live demos of HD TV, digital photography, high-speed internet access, and more. All this month at Circuit City. Circuit City, we're with you.
Is your dandruff sending the wrong signals?
Go! Go!
No. Get Selsun Power. Doctors recommend Selsun Blue. Man, that is awesome. Get Selsun Power.
Welcome to the future of education. Shape your own reality. Knowledge. Experience. Power. California State University, Fresno. California's premier university for real-time minds.
College football Saturday at 6 with the SEC East in sight. Lou Holtz needs to pull out another road win as he leads the Gamecocks in a huge battle against QB Casey Clausen and the Vols. At 9, Peyton Manning's brother Eli pilots Ole Miss against Broham Davey and LSU in an exciting SEC West showdown. South Carolina, Tennessee at 6, Mississippi LSU at 9, Saturday on ESPN2.
Penn State broke out the power I to beat Northwestern. Will it work against Ohio State to give Joe number 324? You can see it at high noon Saturday. Second half coming.
Something extraordinary is coming to Amoco. It will change your gasoline buying experience, but it won't change your gasoline. You'll still be able to buy the same Amoco gasoline you've always bought. But the environment in which you buy it will be brighter, smarter, more inviting than ever before. And the best part is, this is just the beginning. BP, going beyond.
It's ATA's Flyaway Sale, where you can get up and get going again with non-stop low fares to all the places you want to fly away to. Book online at ATA.com for additional savings. Fly away today. Call 1-800-I-FLY-ATA.
It's where academics count. It's where athletes count. It's where alumni count. Count it all up, and you'll have a crystal clear picture of what we believe, who we are, and what we do. Our purpose, our focus, our passion. Celebrating 40 years of the Western Athletic Conference, where actions count.
As the sun sets here in Hawaii over the Pacific Ocean, Hawaii is rising
only down by 7 to Fresno State at halftime. And, Coach, Fresno State came in here, wanted to establish the run. They've not been able to do that.
Neither team's been able to run the football. The difference in the ballgame, Pam, very clearly is David Carr's ability to throw the football. 19 out of 27 for 213 yards.
And Nick Rolovich, his numbers not quite as impressive for Hawaii, but his team is only down by 7. Fresno gets the ball first in the second half. Bernard Berrien reversing field as flags fly. Many flags fly. Berrien breaks down the sideline and will score. But there's a big but because there are at least 4 flags on the field.
They're going to bring this one back, and that's probably the most penalties you'll see on one run. I can see about 5 flags out there, Pam. I'm sure we'll get a block in the back here by the offensive team. There's lots of flags on the field.
I don't know if any official still has the yellow flag in their pocket, and it's a hold against Fresno, and it's coming back. ESPN's Game Track, an entertaining first half, particularly for David Carr. He has thrown 2 touchdown passes, both of them to Charles Smith, one from 8 yards away, the other from 27.
I really don't
Chad
need that.
Owens with a
you need it. Yeah,
65-yard kickoff return set up Justin Ayak's 23-yard field goal to cut the Fresno lead to 7.
Where's
and then a
Mathieu?
crazy play. Chad Kapanui, the freshman from Honolulu, finding Ashley Lelie on the touchdown. And Fresno State, Senas Faruha kicking a 35-yarder as time expired in the second quarter. So Fresno leads 20-13.
Great individual effort on the kickoff return, but I'm not sure if it looks to me like some of the Fresno players or some of the Hawaii players let up a little bit because they saw the flags being thrown. A great return, though, by Bernard Berrien.
It certainly was. There were a couple of penalties, actually. Hawaii refused one and took the holding penalty, so it's first down from the 10. Carr gives it to Paris Gaines for a short gain. Let's go to Alex Flanagan on the sidelines. Alex?
Well, Pam, I got to sit in on the halftime with Coach June Jones. He gave a very short speech. He told his players that they were a little nervous coming out, that they have settled in, and they just need to keep playing this game. He said, they are in our house now. We can win this game. Let's go out and show them in the third quarter. Pam?
And there's every reason, Alex, for June Jones to be positive. The only negative was Hawaii had 2 red zone trips in the first half, one of first and goal from the 2, and had to settle for 2 field goals, but they're only down a touchdown. Carr trying to get it out to Smith, and Tino Isamoa is there to knock it down.
That outside linebacker I talked about earlier, number 10, a great athlete. Last year weighed 245 pounds. He's down to 215 now, so he's obviously much more active. You can see him break on the football, almost had a big play, put the ball in the end zone.
Tino Isamoa leads the WAC in tackles, 10.5 per game. He has 4 tackles, he's broken up the pass, and has 1 pressure. 3rd and 7 from the 12. Carr looking for Berrien, and it's almost picked off. Oh my goodness, Kevin Millhouse had it right in his hands.
Berrien felt like he got interfered with. He felt like the corner made contact before the ball was thrown. As you can see, he's got to continue to come in like that. You can't stop on your route. Carr put the ball on the money, but the wide receiver pulled up, did not finish the route.
Millhouse has 1 interception on the season, unable to gather that one in. So 3 and out, Jason Simpson in for only his 2nd punt of the game. He had a 39-yarder back in the first half. Chad Owens back to receive the punt at his 40. That's where he gets it. And Owens is tackled at the 47-yard line, a 48-yard punt, a 7-yard return for Owens. Ohio State and Penn State coming your way tomorrow at noon Eastern on ESPN, a Big Ten matchup. Joe Paterno tries to pass Bear Bryant on the all-time win list. The Nittany Lions host Ohio State. College football Saturday, noon Eastern time on ESPN. For more on this weekend's college football games, log on to ESPN.
Coach Paterno wins this game. He breaks Coach Bryant's record as the winningest coach in Division I-A football.
Boy, what a big, big win at Northwestern last week to tie it, and Penn State needed any kind of a win. And
the only coach that has more victories is, of course, the legendary Eddie Robinson.
And Joe Pa's going to try to catch on up and pass it. from Rolovich is incomplete as Ashley Lelie stretched out as much as he could. And second down coming up.
I believe that's Rolovich's best throw of the game. He had pressure. He had a defensive lineman right in his face, as you can see, and he still got the ball off. Threw the ball with a lot of poise down the field. Once he gets hit, just as he throws the football. You got to throw the ball deep sometime like that to loosen that secondary up. You can't let them get up there and play your real tight man-to-man or tight zone. You got to throw some deep balls and take some chances.
Rolovich under 50% today. He is, for the season coming in, a 60% passer with 8 touchdowns and 3 interceptions coming in. 2nd and 10. Hangs in there again, and he completes the pass to Lelie, who is tackled down at the 46.
Pam, that's what we call a zone blitz. They brought their linebackers, left the underneath coverage open, as you can see here. See, the linebackers are blitzing. There's nobody underneath. A good route by number 8. He caught the ball and almost turned it into a big play. That's Terrier Sams making the tackle. Number 4 made the play.
Tyree Sams, the senior from Edison High School in Fresno, California. 4 wide receivers in. It is 3rd and 4. Rolovich, nowhere to go left, directing traffic, and he is dragged down.
Great pursuit by number 55, Brian Morris, outside linebacker for the Fresno State Bulldogs. I believe the quarterback made a mistake. Looked like he could have kept outside instead of checking up. I think if he stayed outside and kept running, he might have had a chance to get the first down.
Great coverage by the secondary of Fresno State. Rolovich not exactly nifty on his feet.
A good series after that first punt by Fresno State's defense. 3 and out.
Bernard Berrien is back to get Matt McBriar's punt. McBriar from Australia can kick the ball a ton. The problem has been his consistency or lack thereof. He's not been playing football long.
He put a clinic on here kicking before the ball game, and that's a great kick. You can see what kind of leg he has.
But unfortunately, it hit and will go back for a touchback. 48-yard punt. David Carr will get it from the 20 when we return.
Here it comes. Cool Blue Mach 3. 3 blades for the closest shave. In fewer strokes with less irritation. Now with a cool look. Cool Blue Mach 3 from Gillette. The best a man can get.
Great. Credit card bill.
Look at these fees.
Honey?
One rate for purchases, higher rate for cash advances, and those telemarketers.
Relax. We switched to Capital One's new no-hassle card.
Introducing Capital One's new no-hassle Platinum Card. No balance transfer fees, no telemarketing, one low fixed rate.
Honey?
What's in your wallet?
I have choice. I have options. I have seemingly limitless opportunities. The decision is mine.
Really into DVDs? Blockbuster's got hundreds of titles, which makes deciding on one pretty tough. And if you think that's tough, try deciding between this guy and this guy. At Blockbuster, you can. Go to Blockbuster now and you can vote to send your favorite all-star players to this year's NFL Pro Bowl. Blockbuster, bringing entertainment home.
This weekend on ESPN2, 14th ranked South Carolina goes on the road against 9th ranked Tennessee, led by running back Travis Stevens. And on ESPN, the Fighting Irish take their 3-game winning streak and head to Boston College. Then Ole Miss and quarterback Eli Manning head to Baton Rouge to battle the Tigers of LSU. And on ESPN Classic, Mookie Wilson rolls one past Bill Buckner, the amazing play that propelled the Mets in the '86 series. Do you have all the ESPN networks?
Dorm life, nightlife, and of course, football. The rites of passage at Texas A&M. A season of college football from the sidelines. Thursday at midnight Eastern, 9 Pacific on ESPN.
Welcome back to Honolulu, and for a change, this is good weather in which to spell stuff on your body. And SportsCenter is indeed next. Late SportsCenter comes rather early here in Honolulu. 1st and 10 from the 20. Carr airing out for Berrien, and he just can't quite catch up.
Bam, they got in a true I formation in and ran a play-action pass. You do that to protect your quarterback. Give David Carr more time to throw the football down the field.
Kelvin Millhouse was among the defensive backs covering Berrien.
I'm impressed by both secondaries. I think they're two well-coached football teams, and when you have wide receivers on both teams that can run and routes and catch the football and not see any more big plays than we've seen in this ballgame, both the secondaries are playing well.
They certainly are playing well, and so many weapons on the offensive side of the ball for both teams. 2nd and 10. Carr pitches it to Gaines. Cuts inside, nothing doing.
Pam, most teams, if you chart college football, most teams, after you throw the ball on first down, an incomplete pass, they come back for some reason and run the ball on 2nd down. I don't believe that's a real good call. If you throw it incomplete on the first down, you might as well throw it on the 2nd down.
Mike Iausawa made the shoestring tackle and also is shaken up on the play. So a terrific play to get Gaines, and Iausawa right now is paying the price.
Big defensive lineman. Oh, he got it's not a chop block, but that's what we call a cut block, is we'll see that play one more time. You can block low when the ball's on the line of scrimmage like that in college football. I don't like that, but that's a rule now in college football.
Right.
So we'll see a replay, and we'll see a replay. You see him get cut.
And Iausawa is still down. Iausawa actually has been playing with a sprained right shoulder.
Usually when that happens, you get you get your ankle rolled up when that happens.
And he continues to be down. It's going to be a 3rd and 10 from the 20 as Gaines picked up nothing thanks to Iausawa's great tackle. Much more coming your way. A 3rd down for David Carr when we come back.
Circuit City presents Expo 2001. 30 days of what's new, what's hot, and what's next, featuring live demos of HD TV, digital photography, high-speed internet access, and more. All this month at Circuit City. Circuit City, we're with you.
Lee, you can dunk, but you can't dip. Your dip is gone, baby.
What are you talking about?
No dip.
Introducing new Tostitos Scoops.
Let me tell you something, Bill. I put the hip in chip. Watch this.
With the bite-sized, bowl-shaped design for the perfect dip every time. New Tostitos Scoops. Whoa. The dip lover's chip.
This is my house.
Yes, it is.
No, this is my house. You guys got to go.
Also great with new Queso Supreme dip.
In a world of uncertainty, there will always be a need for those proud few who can prove they are a world apart. Maybe you can be one of us, the few, the proud, the Marines.
College football Saturday. The rejuvenated Irish take their winning streak on the road as they battle BC. Notre Dame, Boston College, 7:45 Saturday on ESPN.
Pam Ward, John Cooper, and Alex Flanagan joining you from Honolulu. 3rd and 10 for Fresno State. David Carr looking all the way for Berrien, and he goes down.
Pam, that's a coverage sack. That's a great call by the defensive coordinator of Hawaii. They played 5 under 2 deep that time. Did a nice job, and number 90, Wayne Hunter, got the sack.
And Kelvin Millhouse was among those with the terrific coverage downfield.
You can see Millhouse here covering on the corner. No, number 90 getting great pressure, getting the quarterback sack. Carr didn't have anybody to throw the football to. That's a coverage sack. Hunter is an outstanding athlete, transfer from the University of California.
That is the 2nd straight 3rd and out for Fresno as Jason Simpson's in to punt it to Chad Owens, who's standing on his 35. Play clock down to 0, and you can see the Hawaii players pointing at it. It's going to be a delay of game because they let the play clock go down.
Prior to the snap, delay of game. Fresno, 5 yards, 4th down. Sometimes that's not a bad penalty. You'd rather do that rather than get a punt block. If you're not sure, you have your fullback making those calls on the punt team. If you're not sure who to block, you don't snap the football.
So it's 4th and 15 from the 15. Fresno State in the last 5 games had scored on their first possession of the second half. And obviously had that snapped today. Simpson gets it off around his 4. Owens retreats. Great punt from his 30. That's a 55-yard kick. And Owens somehow keeps his feet. Nifty running as he gets up to the 36-yard line.
That is
55-yard punt, 7-yard return for Owens. Here's Alex Flanagan.
Pam, a quick update on Mike Iosua. He has a strained shoulder, as you said. He's in a lot of pain. You can tell he kind of has tears in his eyes. He's trying to shake it off right now, but is expected to go back in. Pam?
Thanks, Iosua, a big, tough guy from Seattle, Washington. 6'3", 272 pounds.
Man, both teams have great kicking games. I'm impressed with the way they're punting the football and covering after they kick the ball that far.
And Simpson is 3rd in the country actually in punting, averaging 45.8 yards per kick. He just got off a 55-yarder. 1st and 10 from Hawaii's 37. Rolovich, too high for Lelie, and it's picked off. Picked off by Devon Banks.
That's a bad play by the offense, and of course a great play by the defense. It's a badly thrown pass, and when you play zone coverage, you drop back in your zone coverage, you break when the football is thrown, and you make the interception. You see the ball's thrown behind, it's high and behind him. The cornerback playing 3-deep zone, 5 under, 3 deep, made a great interception.
Boy, and Lelie was open there, but the ball was thrown behind him. 3rd interception of the year for Banks. That's the 4th interception that Rolovich has thrown against 8 touchdowns. So Fresno gets the ball back. 1st and 10 from the Hawaii 39. Carr looking downfield for Smith. It's incomplete, but a flag is thrown. Interference call upcoming against Jacob Espiau.
Fresno State came back and ran the post again. I thought the corner made a pretty good break on it. He might have had contact before the ball got there, but it looked like he's in pretty good position. I don't know. The safety probably should have been the guy that made the play on that. When you throw a post against a 3D coverage, the safety man has to make the play. We're going to see a post route here at the top of your screen coming inside. And the corner, the safety's got to come over and help out. The corner looked like he did make contact while the ball was in the air.
So Espiau is guilty of the pass interference call. Big penalty.
Most of the time, those officials are correct on those calls, Pam.
Good look at the defensive coordinator, Kevin Limpa, for Hawaii. 1st and 10 now from the 24. Gives it to Josh Levi, and he gets nothing. Tino Isamoa again making the stop.
An outstanding football player. Had 20 tackles against Tulsa last week. The defensive player of the year in the WAC. Number 10, Pisa Tia Samoa.
Pisa's just a terrific success story too, as he had some.
That's his 5th tackle of the ball game.
Had some problems back in California as a juvenile, but he is now on track as a B average, and if he graduates by June of 2003, he'll get 1 more year of eligibility back here at Hawaii. Good job by him. Varian catches it through the middle, 1st down, and he is stopped just short of the 5. And of course, it's Tino Isamoa coming up with yet another tackle.
That's an excellent call. You get the direction going one way. You fake the toss sweep to the top of your screen. Fake the toss sweep to the top of your screen, and you come back and hit the little screen pass here down to number 2, Varian. Again, get your best receiver in the open field with the football. Let him become a ball carrier.
Varian has 107 yards on 9 catches today. So now he has 8 100-yard games out of his last 15. 1st and 10 from the 12. Levi stuffed up at the line, falls forward to the 10. Tino Isamoa again right in the middle of the scrum.
Neither team's having much success running the football, particularly inside. I wouldn't be surprised to see him come back with a play-action pass here and throw the fade route I would throw the fade route here to my best wide receiver, number 2, Barry.
The rushing game, you mentioned it, Coach, at halftime has not exactly been going the way either team expected. Fresno State just 41 yards, Hawaii 17 for the game.
Hawaii secondary is banged up a little bit. Look here. 41 rushing yards for Fresno State, only 17 by Hawaii. Both teams are doing a good job defending the running game.
2nd and 8 from the 10. Let's see if they go in the air like Coach says they should, and they do. Carr, he's got Berrien, and he drops it. Might have been out of bounds had he caught it anyway. 3rd and 8 coming up.
Carr had the deep receiver open that time. He might be favoring Berrien a little bit too much. He had the deep receiver, Rodney Wright, wide open in the end zone, as we see here. See, Berrien here goes in the flat, but there's a receiver behind him that's open.
Matt Wright was covering Berrien, and you kind of can't blame him for wanting to go to Berrien, who's had a heck of a game, over 100 yards, but you're right, he had another guy open in the end zone.
He's been the difference in the ball game so far.
3rd and 8. Harris Gaines, the lone running back. Looking in the end zone, and it's caught by Shabaglian for the touchdown.
I'm not sure that wide receiver didn't push off on that one, Pam. It looked like he might have pushed off to me. June Jones felt like that he felt like we had offensive pass interference on that. It's a good call. You throw the fade right down here and let your wide receivers make the play. Watch this. I believe we got by with a push off right there. Number 84 is a tight end, a big tight end. But 37 is the one that was defending on the play, Abraham Aluminium.
David Shabaglian, only his 3rd catch of the year, his first touchdown catch. The senior from Clovis, California, battling for playing time because there's so many darn good receivers ahead of him. Asparuhov gets the extra point home, and after the Rolovich interception, David Carr leads his team to a touchdown capped off by the 10-yard touchdown catch to David Shabaglian. Fresno has a 27-13 lead.
We're 21st on in-demand pay-per-view.
You are out of here! Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Miller.
How's the vacation planning going, Dad? Great.
Just the 2 of us. No kids, no house, no worries.
Change your search without using the back button. Another way Expedia makes it easy to find the trip you're looking for.
Ladies and gentlemen, Expedia.com.
College football Saturday at 6 with the SEC East in sight. Lou Holtz needs to pull out another road win as he leads the Gamecocks in a huge battle against QB Casey Clausen and the Vols. At 9, Peyton Manning's brother Eli pilots Ole Miss against Rohan Davey and LSU in an exciting SEC West showdown. South Carolina, Tennessee at 6, Mississippi LSU at 9, Saturday on ESPN2.
David Carr has thrown 3 touchdown passes, the latest to that fella, David Shabaglian. Fresno State taking the 27-13 lead over Hawaii, where the sun has set. And the kickoff taken by Chad Owens at his 9. Sidestepping his way. Owens has done a good job kick returning today. He's tackled at the 30-yard line. And that is where Hawaii will take over. Let's take a look at Shabaglian's touchdown and some contact.
I think he got by with a little bit of push off here, a little bit of offensive pass interference in the end zone. But, Pam, you don't get those big plays unless you try for them, though. But this is a great effort right here by number 84, David Shabaglian, catching the ball for the touchdown.
Abraham Aluminium, the redshirt freshman from Los Angeles, was back there. As you take a look at the scoring drive, only took 1:58. He only had to go 39 yards because of the interception thrown by Nick Rolovich. So 1st and 10. Now down 2 touchdowns. Hawaii takes over from the 30. Rolovich looking short and misfires, intercepted again. Shannon Harris didn't come up with it, but Vernon Fox did. Flags are down. So 2 straight passes from Rolovich, 2 straight interceptions.
Again, a poorly thrown pass. I think we had a receiver open. Rolovich threw the ball. Shannon Harris looked like he deflected the pass. And of course, that deflected pass down the middle when you're playing zone coverage. And Vernon Fox came up with the interception, number 33. The first interception I think he's had in a couple of years. Led the team in tackles last year. He's the one you mentioned earlier, Pam's already graduated. 3.4 grade point average in grad school right now.
That's a great success story, but illegal use of the hands against Fresno will push them back.
Had 103 tackles last year, 0 interceptions. So he's going to be thrilled to come up with an interception. That's what you play for.
After the interception, an illegal block in the back on Fresno. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
We're going to see Rolovich throw the ball against the zone coverage here down the middle. Threw the ball, the receiver was wide open. Came off his hands, and Vernon Fox, the old tip drill, made the interception. Caught the ball at its highest point. Turned it into a nice game.
That was Shannon Harris. He did not find Nick Rolovich. 2 straight passes, 2 straight interceptions. And the question here is, why isn't Timmy Chang playing? He has missed the last 3 games with a sprained right wrist. Timmy says he's ready to go. The wrist has swollen up on him after practice, or after he works out. And maybe some of the faithful here would like to see Timmy play. Harris Gaines with the carry there.
He must be hurt, Pam, or else I think he'd be warming up and we'll probably go in the ball game, because Nick is not having a great night throwing the football.
But there is one other factor. If Timmy Chang plays one more game, he cannot get a red shirt this year. If he comes in and takes one more snap, Chang loses that year of eligibility, and he was the WAC Freshman of the Year last year. A very exciting football player. Passed for over 300 yards all 3 of his starts this year, and maybe we will see him as Gaines gets little. Lance Samasela coming up with the stop, and that's something that June Jones, he told us if this was a close game in the 3rd quarter that he would have no problem going to Chang.
Pam, if he's your best quarterback, you've got to play him. Don't worry about redshirting a quarterback with 5 or 6 ball games left. And, you know, you've got to keep in mind that Hawaii plays the rest of their season here at home. So they have a chance to win every football game they play, because this is a tough place to come over here and play.
This is the first of 6 straight games that Hawaii will be playing at home, as you get a good look at Chang. 3rd and 3. Fresno 6 of 11 so far tonight on 3rd downs. Whistles, flags everywhere. We'll have to try this again.
Snap, false start. Fresno, 5 yards, 3rd down.
So instead of 3rd and 3, it will be 3rd and 8.
Changes the whole complexion of the play there. Now we have to throw the football. You might even throw the screen. They've been successful throwing the underneath screen. Either that or go to your out pattern.
Pat Hill has a lot of faith in David Carr, as well he should. Makes terrific decisions. Very rarely makes a bad play. Throws interceptions. 3rd and 8. He's got Wright on the left side. Can he catch up to it? Yes, a terrific catch by Wright. No, it's incomplete. Oh, boy, he had it. Must have lost it going down to the turf, but what an effort by Wright.
And that was a fantastic effort. He looked from here like he had possession of the football. Great. He just laid out there and ran underneath the ball, laid out, and caught the ball in his hands. As we see the ball in the air, the officials are right on top of the play. Nice call. The ball, he did not have possession of the football. Yep. Nice call.
It was a terrific call by the side judge, and who was right in front of him, had a great vantage point.
And that was a well-thrown pass though by David Carr. He's got a big league arm.
And that's also a little, you saw a rug burn as Wright gets his elbow attended to. That's the 3rd 3 and out of the half for Fresno. Simpson's punt is a short one. Bounces out of bounds. They will mark it at the 25. That is where Hawaii will take over the football. ABC College Football coming your way tomorrow. Started off at 12 noon Eastern Time. That's 6 a.m. here in Hawaii. 2 of the top teams in the country, Oklahoma and Nebraska, facing each other in Lincoln. Then terrific regional action. Number 8 Michigan against Iowa. Unbeaten Maryland at Florida State. Number 5 UCLA is at number 22 Stanford. Those of you on the West Coast at 4 o'clock local will see Oregon and Washington State College Football Saturday. That's tomorrow on ABC. And Rolovich is still in there. They give it up to Chad Owens. Owens, nifty run, gets the first down.
Damn, one thing that in visiting with Coach Jones this week, he said the great thing he liked about Rolovich is he's a great competitor. So I can see why he's staying with him. A great call here. You get the ball outside here to a good athlete in the open field. Good blocking down the field. He turns a short completion into a big gain.
Owens has had a good game returning kicks and gets a 17-yard gain on that play. So it's 1st and 10 from the 42 of Hawaii, down by 2 touchdowns. Rolovich looking all the way.
Okay, he put that one on the money.
And he did, and he got Justin Colbert. 13-yard gain, another first down for the Warriors.
That one had a little zip on it.
D. Meza on the coverage. Meza is getting a lot more playing time because of the suspension to Kendall Edwards, who did not make the trip for Fresno.
Colbert not very big. He's only 5'7", 160 pounds, but Coach Jones told us this week he's capable of making big plays. He runs a 4.340. He's a transfer from the University of Stanford.
And that's a 13-yard gain in Fresno territory. 1st and 10. Rolovich. That's Alan Harper forcing him to throw it, and it's incomplete. Lelie coming up. He was close to it, so no grounding. And boy, Rolovich just got it off.
That is a great job of the wide receiver coming back to the football. Otherwise, you would have been grounding because the Rolovich was still in the pocket. So what a great job there by Alan Harper, number 98, the defensive player of the year in the conference. 6'2", 285-pound senior. What's a wide receiver coming back to the football, though? Nice job.
Lelie, a smart receiver, talented. He's got it all. Hands, speed, and he's only a junior. 2nd and 10. Rolovich gets it off. Colbert gets a good downfield block and the first down.
That's a little screen. That's been their best play of the night so far. You get the ball to the wide receiver in the open field and get those big linemen out in front.
How about Manly Kanoa, the big guy, making a good downfield block?
He made a great downfield block. This offensive line by Hawaii is very good. June Jones told us this week there's a couple of those guys could play in the National Football League.
Kanoa is 6'4", 320 and was down there blocking the little guys. Mike Cavanaugh is the offensive line coach. He calls his O-line guys the poi pounders, which is a kind of Hawaiian compliment. They can certainly pound. First down from the 32. Rolovich going to the end zone for Colbert. Incomplete. Coverage by Bryce McGill.
That's a safety coming over. You play a 5 under 2 deep zone. Your safety's got to come over and give your corner help. A nice job of number 5 playing the football in the air. He's 5'11", 205-pound sophomore, but got a nice break on the ball. That's a well-thrown pass. That ball could have very easily been completed. I think we got to get the ball to Ashley Lelie right here. He's the best wide receiver on this Hawaii football team. I'd go to him on this play. Number 8, top of your screen.
Lelie has 3 catches so far today. 2nd and 10. Rolovich. Intermediate pass, and that was thrown to the guy on the sidelines behind the Pepsi sign.
And Pam, he was open.
The guy by the Pepsi sign?
Ashley Lelie cleared out, took the ball, took the defender in the end zone. It looked like that Craig Stutzman, number 2, was open there about 15, 17 yards down the field. The 3-level route we talked about earlier, a good way to attack the 3 deep zone. You can see him open as he goes into the flat right there. You can see him wide open.
3rd and 10.
Got to hit those passes.
1 for 7 is Hawaii only on 3rd down. They're only 37% coming into this game, and they're 1 of 7 so far today. 3rd and 10 for the 32. Rolovich under pressure, takes off, first down. And Rolovich diving for the sidelines, marked down at the 13. That's an 18-yard gain.
Great effort here by the quarterback. I can see why Coach Owens talks about, or Coach Jones talks about him being a great competitor. Your receivers are covered. Turn a broken play into a first down. Get up the field, make something happen. Most quarterbacks would get out of bounds here, but not Nick. He's going to get all he can.
That is a season-long run for him. His longest coming in today was 11.
It's not to fire the rest of your teammates up seeing a quarterback make a play like that.
Hand it off to Bass. And he will pick up 2. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Pam, they've done a great job shutting down Bass. Bass is really a good athlete, and they've done a nice job tonight. He came in this ball game, rushed for over 400 yards so far, averaging over 5 yards a carry, 5.4 yards a carry coming into this ball game.
They have done a good job shutting down the freshman from Corona, California. And a lot of the Hawaii coaches were talking last week in their win against Tulsa. Rolovich jumping on a fumble that fired up their team because, again, he's not the fastest guy in the world. He's never going to be confused for a scrambling quarterback, but he shows he can use his feet when he has to. 2nd and 8. Bass, a little quick water bug, gets down to the 5.
That's a good call and a good run. Now you 3rd down. You got 2 downs to get the 1st down. 3rd down and a yard to go. A good block right here by the center, number 66. You're going to see him come out and block the linebacker, number 94, to get him off the football. Got movement. Gave some a nice hole there for Bass to run the football inside.
Good look at Brian Smith, the senior from Thousand Oaks, California, the only non-Hawaiian up on the 40-pounder line.
This is where it becomes tough for a spread offense. You've got 2 downs to get a 1st down, but it's hard to run the football inside unless you have a lead fullback.
3rd and 3. They just get it off as the play clock rolls down. Rolovich really nowhere to go. He's in big-time trouble. And is tackled down at the 10. That was a mess.
June Jones got a tough decision to make here now. Do you kick the field goal? The ball's right in the middle of the field, or do you go for the touchdown on 4th down?
That was a sack credited to Nick Burley, his 6th sack.
We're going the field goal route.
Of the season. Yep, field goal upcoming. Justin Ayotte had a 55-yarder last week against Tulsa. That is a career high for him. He is a native of Hawaii.
This is a chip shot for the 5'11", 203-pound freshman here.
27-yarder.
Should make this one.
He's already hit from 23 and 32 and chalk up a 27-yarder for Ayotte. Hawaii, 3 field goals. Nick Rolovich talking it over with June Jones. Fresno State leading by 11.
Go, man. Go. I'm gonna give y'all something.
Welcome back to Honolulu. The Hawaii fans watching another Ayotte field goal is 27-16. After this game, hang on to ESPN Sports Center. Bill Pito and John Anderson will join you. Michael Jordan getting ready for the regular season. Kurt Schilling getting ready for Game 1 of the World Series. And who the Rams will be playing. We'll see Marshall Faulk, young candidate. The Rams are good, unbeaten, and darn good. They have a defense now, Coach.
They're playing defense. Lovie Smith, who used to coach for me and played for me at Tulsa as a defensive coordinator. I'm very proud of Lovie. And Mike Martz is my quarterback coach at Arizona State.
Look at you rubbing off on everybody.
Now, how about them Yankees?
Oh, they're... Yeah,
one for 4 in a row, and the Diamondbacks are going after the first.
Yeah, and only they've been around for, what, 3 years, and they're going for the World Series. Game 1 tomorrow. ESPN has tons of people in Phoenix covering that for you. Berrien, a yard deep, brings it out. And that decision will gain Fresno 3 yards. They will take over from the 23. Another scoring drive culminating in a field goal, 11 plays, 65 yards, just over 3.5 minutes. Rolovich accounting for 57 total yards on that drive, including a 17-yard gain that helped get him into field goal range. Justin Ayotte with a 27-yard field goal, but they got to get some touchdowns here, Coach.
Sam, I feel like this is a real key series right here for both football teams. If Hawaii can stop Fresno right here and get the ball in good field position with 2.5 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter, we're going to have a terrific, exciting 4th quarter.
We've already had a couple of 3-and-outs this half. Has Fresno. Carr in the air again. That pass is completed. Wow. Rodney Wright with the complete layout.
That looked like too deep, 5 under 2 deep coverage. You don't want to throw too many of those flat patterns out there against a rolled up corner. That ball hangs in the air a long time, but that shows you what kind of arm that David Carr has. He is a big-time quarterback. I think he's the best senior quarterback I've seen in college football this year.
10-yard gain and a first down, and I know that Mel Kiper, our draft expert, agrees with you, Coach. He has him very highly rated on his board, and it will be interesting come the fall to see where David Carr ends up. Carr's thrown 3 touchdown passes tonight. And going up the middle there is Paris Gaines. Let's go down to the sidelines now, and Alex Flanagan. Alex?
Pam, another quick injury update. Tafiti Uso has separated his shoulder. He got hit when Vernon Fox had that interception. Kind of went down, took a bad hit, and he is out for the rest of the game with a separated shoulder. Pam?
There are few things more painful than a separated shoulder. And Uso is the guy who played 2 years at Stanford, played in a Rose Bowl, and decided to come home to Hawaii. So we will not see Uso for the rest of the night. The receiver from Honolulu. 2nd and 4 after the 6-yard gain by Gaines. And Gaines plunges forward for 3, so 3rd and 1 upcoming.
Carr checked that. David Carr checked that to an inside running play, Pam, and we've got a key 3rd down here. 3rd and looks like about 1.5 yards to go for a first down. This is a real key down, I think, for both football teams.
Yep, officially a 3rd and 1, but it's a long one.
I think you can still run the ball. I don't know if they will or not. You get in the I formation, they look for play action pass. I wouldn't be surprised to see the tight end go in the flat. They had success doing that early in the ball game.
They give it to Gaines, and he's not going to get it.
Inside running play, and the defense, Hawaii's defense, stepped up and made the stop.
It's Joe Correa, the senior from Pearl City here on the island of Oahu. And Correa was among those really looking forward to this game. He said that this is our BCS game. They would love to beat Fresno State, a team that beat them handily last year in California. 3 and out again for Fresno.
Great job of that front 7, Hawaii's front 7. Got good penetration. A well-coached football team.
Jason Simpson in for his 5th punt of the night.
Kevin Lemke doing the defensive coordinator. He's got a good staff. June Jones talked a lot about his assistant coaches this week. Very proud of his staff.
He says he likes guys, just come in, be loyal to me, I'll never fire you. And he's gotten some guys who love being here in Hawaii. Simpson's kick is a beauty. Owens retreats back to the 7. Escapes 1 tackle, but can't escape the rest of the Bulldogs. Hawaii will take over from the 16. Nathan Ray coming up with the stop. That's a 56-yard punt and a 10-yard return. That is the end of the 3rd quarter. 3 touchdown passes for David Carr. Fresno State with a 27-16 lead.
Unscripted with Chris Connolly. Weekdays at 5 on ESPN.
Gust of over 110 miles per hour. The storm reached land about 3 hours ago, and what? Wait a minute. There's a person surfing a huge wave out there. Oh. A person was just... No, wait, come out. Yeah, he made it. Hey, it looks like he's all right. Oh.
Is there anything more beautiful than a baby's face? Well, as a matter of fact, there is. A baby's face lit by the amazing GE Reveal bulb. Reveal filters out dull yellow rays, leaving only clean, pure light. GE Reveal. There's nothing more beautiful than clean, pure light.
over 3,300 choice hotels in the U.S. and the Caribbean. Just want to thank everyone for traveling again and getting back to experiencing the power of being there.
Like a lot of organizations, ESPN was having trouble with their carpet. So they had me install a more natural surface. This grass we install is the best. It's a good Bermuda.
No hot water on that, okay?
Yeah, that'll set the sting.
It lays down very, very pretty.
Still to come on SportsCenter the rest of the night in the NBA.
Wherever you are, I mean, there's nothing more beautiful than grass.
A huge penalty called against Hawaii, a defensive hold on the punt before the punt was kicked away, so it's a first down for Fresno State.
The key, Pam, is the holding was called before the ball was punted. If the call came after the ball was punted, then, of course, Hawaii would have got possession of the football.
And because of that, this is going to be one untimed play. The quarter cannot end on the penalty. So this is technically the last play of the third quarter. Again, 1st and 10 from the 47. It was 4th and a long one, and then the penalty before Simpson got off the punt. It was a holding penalty, 10 yards, first down, one more untimed play, the final play of the third quarter. Carr looking for Smith, and that is incomplete.
Came back to the post route. He's had some success earlier in the ballgame throwing that route, but that was well covered that time.
It was
Again, I'm looking for the safety. The safety should give the corner some help on that. But Carr went for the big play there. Last play of the third quarter.
Jacob Espiau, number 3, was there. Now we can tell you for sure that that is the end of the third quarter. Fresno State will have the ball 2nd and 10 when the fourth quarter gets underway. Just a huge...
Circuit City presents Expo 2001. 30 days of what's new, what's hot, and what's next, featuring live demos of HD TV, digital photography, high-speed internet access, and more. All this month at Circuit City. Circuit City, we're with you.
Will she feel the same way if you lose your hair?
Sure. She'll just feel it about somebody else.
Relax. Rogaine. It's simple, safe, and clinically proven to regrow hair. Does she want you to use Rogaine? You better ask.
This November, from this moment on, whenever you meet someone, you're only going to see their inner beauty. The world's most shallow guy.
You're saying that all the pretty girls I've met lately aren't really pretty.
Holy cow. Is about to get deeper.
I saw a knockout. I don't care what anybody else saw.
20th Century Fox presents...
I fell in love with Rosemary. You want to see a splash?
Shallow Hal.
Billy?
Daddy!
Rated PG-13. November 9th, only in theaters.
The closest shave is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Mach 3. Easy loading, easy rinsing with no clogging, and 3 blades that shave closer in 1 easy stroke. Mach 3 from Gillette.
Today's business thought. Ever wonder what next generation network really means? It means it won't be ready until the next generation. A message from WorldCom. Owner of this generation's farthest reaching IP network. Leave nothing to chance. WorldCom, Generation D.
You're not the game day fan, guys.
College Game Day, presented by Discover Card, Saturday mornings at 10:30 on ESPN.
Welcome back to Honolulu. Pam Ward, John Cooper, and Alex Flanagan joining you from Aloha Stadium. Fresno with the lead. Ferris Gaines with the second down carry, stopped by Matt Wright.
Pam, I can't say enough about the run defense of both football teams. Fresno State has run the ball, rushed the ball 25 times for 54 yards. Hawaii 12 times for 38 yards. So both teams are doing a great job stopping the running game.
And this Hawaii defense, particularly what we saw in the third quarter, doing its job with Nick Rolovich throwing 2 interceptions on 2 consecutive passes, and this Hawaii defense forcing a punt and also having a couple of 3-and-outs. Big 3rd and 9 here. Carr gets it. knocked down at the line of scrimmage. That is Tino Isamoa once again getting right in the middle of the action.
That's a nickel package. They're rushing the middle linebacker, number 10. And again, I can't say enough about the effort he's given tonight. He got a good push by the front four. Number 90 getting upfield, putting good pressure, and great effort right there by number 10, the middle linebacker.
Boy, can this kid play? Move to the outside. He was only a so-so middle linebacker, playing at about 250 pounds last year.
More. Both teams have done a great job punting the football here tonight also.
Simpson in third in the country punting coming in. Hangs that way high. And a fair catch called for by Owens, a 26-yard kick and no return. Hawaii will take over from its 27. If you're just joining us, here is the ESPN game track. You missed a lot of offense early, especially. David Carr has thrown 3 touchdown passes, 2 to Charles Smith, this one to David Shabaglian, David's first of the season. Ashley Lelie can't get to that one. 2 interceptions thrown by Nick Rolovich. Devon Banks coming up with that one. Vernon Fox has the other interception for the Bulldogs, who lead by 11.
Rolovich needs to get something going here, Pam.
4 wide receivers in. The Bulldogs showing blitz. Rodriguez comes, but he is picked up. And all alone in the middle of the field is Lelie, and Rolovich misses him.
I'm not sure he wouldn't have been better off just continue running the football. The biggest play he's made, or one of the biggest plays he's made during the ball game, is his ability to run the ball. I think it's a mistake to throw the ball back against a grain. Most of the time, bad plays happen when you do that.
When you have a guy with the ability of Ashley Lelie wide open in the middle of the field, and Rolovich just plain missed him, maybe should he have stopped, set his feet, and thrown?
Pam, that's excellent. You got to stop, plant your feet, and throw the football. Absolutely.
Boy, that's a weapon that he just has missed a couple of times tonight. 2nd and 10. Lelie open over the middle again, and he doesn't go to him. Instead, he gets a first down to Colbert. So that was a good decision as he went for the first down to Colbert. That's a 17-yard gain.
When you say he was open, Pam, he was open. I'm telling you, there was nobody around. Watch him running across the middle here. Lelie, their best football player. Here he comes on a crossing route, and nobody is there. But he wisely threw the ball down the field. Take your deep route if he's open also.
Colbert made a nice sliding catch. Justin, the junior from Rialto, California. He's a little guy, only 5'7", 160. Rolo's numbers, couple of interceptions, and below 50%. And that was a good completion, good for a first down on the 45 of Hawaii. Going long. Double coverage on Lelie, and it is incomplete. Check that as Bryce McGill and Tyree Sams all over Ashley, and that time, Coach, he was not wide open.
He was not open, but you know, you got to take some chances like that. I don't think that's a bad play. Lay it up and give your wide receiver a chance to make a play. Lelie can make those plays, I promise you. In the films I've seen coming into this ball game, he's been a big play guy for this football team all year. But that's a nice play by both of the safeties from Fresno State. Number 4, Sams, and number 5, Bryce McGill. McGill's having an outstanding football game.
Lelie is 2nd in the University of Hawaii history as far as yardage, and he's 6th nationally in receiving yards, 2nd in receptions per game nationally. 2nd and 10. Rolovich, short route to Mitchell. Biro turns the corner and is dragged down just short of midfield. That's a 5-yard gain, 3rd and 5 upcoming.
Receivers are covered down the field, and Nick Rolovich did a nice job getting the ball out to his running back there in the open field.
So 3rd and 5, Hawaii needing points.
Asked June Jones this week, do you signal the plays in or do you run them in? He said, Coach, I yell them in. You can see he's yelled a play in to the quarterback at that time.
And again, Jones does serve as his own offensive coordinator. This is his run and shoot offense. That's why you see the 4 receivers all the time, if not more than 4. Rolovich gets it off just in time. Craig Stutzman for the first down. That was great pressure by Jermaine McDermott, and Boy, June Jones talks about how Rolovich hangs onto the ball, and he hung on to it, got it off just in time.
Second effort by Stutzman here. You're exactly right. Rolovich is going to hang in there right to the last minute. He said that's the difference between the quarterbacks. But what's the second effort here to get the first down? Craig Stutzman's not very big, but he's got a big heart, made great effort, second effort, and got the first down.
Craig is a senior from Honolulu, 5'11", 194 pounds.
Almost mishandled the football on the inside running play, a little draw play.
To Theo Mitchell.
Yeah, here we see a replay of this. This almost turned into a bad play here. Quarterback got to put the ball in his pocket. Running back, catch the ball or get the ball in your pocket before you start running with it.
Looks like Theo was surprised that he got the football there.
I don't think they worked too much on the running game. And, you know, both teams had a short week this week. Hawaii played back in Tulsa, didn't get back in here till late Sunday afternoon. So neither team worked, or I know Fresno didn't work real hard on the inside running game.
2nd and 10. Retreating, Rolovich gets it off and completes it to Mitchell. Stopped short of the first down. It's a 6-yard gain, 3rd and 4 coming up.
Sam Williams did a nice job, the outside linebacker, falling off here and making the play. Fake the inside running play, trying to get your fullback open in the flat. A nice job of Sam Williams.
So Rolovich, last couple of drives doing much better. 7 of 12 for 85 yards after a couple of interceptions earlier on in this game. 5 defensive backs in.
Dan Brown, the defensive coordinator, is mixing these coverages up, doing a nice job.
3rd and 4. Rolovich looking for Lelie. Gets it, no, drops it. And then Lelie takes a hit, and there comes the flag.
And Pam, that's a good call. That was well after the ball was incompleted. A key play, but I think the official's right. I think you got to make that call.
Cameron
Worrell, number 29.
Junior strong safety is Worrell. He was a walk-on who earned his scholarship after fall camp, and that's not going to earn him any congratulations, certainly from the Fresno sideline. Personal foul. It would have been a 4th down.
I thought Nick put that one on the money, too. I thought that one should have been called. Let's see, as we come across the middle, receiver lays out for it. We're going to see the wide receiver running a deep curl. This happened well after the play's over. I think that's a good call. I think you got to make that call. Pat Hill will be upset with his defensive player on that.
Boy, Lelie took about 4 or 5 steps, and then Worrell laid it on him. So a huge penalty, giving Hawaii the first down from the 19.
The officials, this has happened in the past. The officials are going to be looking to make that call. I think it's a good call. I don't think you can disagree with me on that. It's an aggressive play.
Second life for Hawaii on this drive as Rolovich changes things up. 3 wide receivers to his left, 1 to his right is Lelie. Lelie covered nicely by Banks, so he goes instead to Harris. Shannon Harris for the touchdown. So the personal foul sets up the 1st and 10 from the 19. A 19-yard throw. Harris catches his 2nd touchdown of the season.
Now you can see why June Jones sticks with his quarterback. I'll tell you what, he put that one right on the money. Shannon Harris made a great play. There was good coverage by the secondary, by the Fresno defensive backs.
Yeah, Lelie was blanketed by Devon Banks on the right side.
And they're 2 points.
Yes, they're going for 2. Rolovich gives it to Mitchell, and he goes in for the conversion. A great lean. How about that? Hawaii getting right back in this ball game, only down by 3. First, Shannon Harris.
Shannon Harris lays out and just made an athletic play.
And then Theo Mitchell doing it mostly by himself. The lead is down to a field goal.
For the first time ever, party with sizzling young starlets, the hottest celebrities, the sexiest playmates, and the master of ceremonies himself. Playboy Mansion Parties Uncensored gives you an all-access pass into the wildest, most exclusive parties, and it could be yours on video or DVD for only $9.99. Use your credit card, and you'll also receive the all-new Playboy's casting call free. See these first-timers bear it all for a shot at Playmate stardom. You won't believe how far these girls are willing to go. Then preview other casting calls, no minimum to buy, cancel anytime. The censors won't allow us to show you how hot these parties get, so to see it all, call now. Not in stores, contains adult material. You must be at least 18 to order. Call 1-800-416-7117 to order Playboy Mansion Parties Uncensored on video or DVD for only $9.99. Use your credit card and you'll get the all-new Playboy casting calls free. Call 1-800-416-7117 or order online at playboydirect.com.
College football Saturday. Time for most wins with the Bear. Joe Paterno aims for the record books against Ohio State. Ohio State, Penn State, noon Saturday on ESPN.
Next time you open a beer can, you may want to toast my Uncle Bill, Bill Coors. Back in 1959, he developed the aluminum can, a can people said would never work. So go ahead, toast Uncle Bill. But if you expect him to toast you back, that beer can you're holding better say Coors.
Aloha Stadium is in the shadows of Pearl Harbor, and there's lots to be happy about for the Hawaii faithful. A touchdown and a two-point conversion. And Shannon Harris had a couple of drops back in the first quarter in the red zone, and he came up big that time.
And he didn't drop that one. Great effort, that was a clutch play. No question, the biggest play of the ball game so far.
And on the kickoff, flags are down, and boy, Harris coming up with that big catch after a couple of drops that might have cost Hawaii some points earlier in the game, so credit him for keeping his head in the game and credit Rolovich for not giving up on him.
You don't like to see that. You got the momentum. You just scored a touchdown, and your kicker kicks the ball out of bounds.
On Hawaii, the receiving team chose to take the ball at the 35. First down.
And because he did kick it out of bounds, they'll get it from the 35.
Here's the play that led to a touchdown, a stupid mistake by one of the defensive backs here.
Cameron Worrell on what would have been a fourth down play, and there's a drop over the middle. Smith can't hold on to Carr's pass. So after the personal foul penalty gave Hawaii a first down from the 19, Nick Rolovich found Shannon Harris.
Watch Harris come across the middle. He got good coverage. Nick Rolovich put this ball right on the money.
Vernon Fox about a half a step behind him. And the shouts of defense coming up from Aloha Stadium. 2nd and 10, incomplete, and flags fly as Carr tried to hit Berrien.
The flag was thrown by the back judge back here, so we're probably going to have either holding in the secondary or a pass interference. Although I believe that ball might have been deflected, Pam. If it was, then there's no pass interference.
It's offensive pass interference.
Offensive pass interference. That's a costly penalty. Got to keep their poise right here. Number 37, I believe the call is going to be on the right cornerback.
It's the offensive pass interference, and they're getting fired up in Hawaii. And remember last week,
it's against him. I'm sorry.
A lot of people in Fresno last week thought that the play that got Kendall Edwards knocked out of the game shifted momentum over to Boise State, and now we see the play by Cameron Worrell that has shifted momentum over to Hawaii.
Cam, there's absolutely no question about it. That one play right now has got Hawaii back in the football game. Not only has their football team back in, it has a crowd in it. You can feel right now, there's no question Hawaii has the momentum in the ball game here in the fourth quarter with the score and 27-24.
Offensive pass interference against Fresno. 15 yards from the previous spot. Replay second down.
As you heard Cooper Castleberry tell you, that's 15 yards from the previous spot, so they are pushed on back. David Carr is a different quarterback here in the second half.
Yeah, and we've got a different defense on the field here against him. In the first half, you can see he was red hot, 19 out of 27. The second half, only 3 out of 11. But they've got a lot more pressure on him in the second half. Good job changing up their coverage.
With that 15-yard penalty, it's 2nd and 25. Carr has Greco, his tight end, over the middle, slips a tackle, and falls down at the 38, picking up 9, and David Carr is shaken up, but gets up limping. It's a 19-yard gain, excuse me.
You get Greco down the middle. Carr stayed in the pocket there and took the shot. Got rid of the football. Oh, but I'll tell you what, he came close right there. That's the defensive lineman rolled up on his leg. But that was a great throw down the middle on the second long.
Looked like Houston Ala who got him. 3rd and 6 after that 19-yard gain to Greco. Carr has time as he rolls out. No one to go to, and he has to go out of bounds, pursued by Ala.
I'm going to tell you, that was great pursuit by the front 4 of the Hawaii here. Houston Ala, number 93, down the line. He took the shortest. He took a great pursuit angle. Great effort. I can't say enough about the effort of both these football teams tonight.
And how about the defense here in the second half, Coach? I mean, it's just been a totally different story for Hawaii.
You've got to give them all the credit in the world. I think Kevin Lampka told us this week he's going to do a lot of change-ups, try to keep Fresno State off balance, and certainly he's done that, particularly in the second half.
So 4th and 6, and Jason Simpson has to come in to punt yet again. Fresno has had to punt 5 of its 6 possessions this half, including this one. Simpson is knocked down, and here comes a flag as Owens receives the punt at the 22, and there are flags down where Owens.
The big question here on this is going to be, is it a 15-yard penalty or a 5-yard penalty? If it's intentional, if it's personal foul, roughing the kicker, it's a 15-yard penalty and automatic first down. If it's running into the kicker, it's a 5-yard penalty.
And that would make it 4th and 1 because it was 4th and 6.
It was a late flag. Usually a late flag means that it was running into the kicker, and that's only a 5-yard penalty.
And remember, too, there were flags thrown around the 25 where the punt was fielded. So Cooper Castleberry has to sort it out with his crew. Stay with ESPN. Sports Center will come up as soon as this game is over from Honolulu. So an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Hawaii, an interference call against Fresno, and running into the kicker against Hawaii. So 3 separate penalties on that play.
Two live ball fouls. Roughing the kicker on Hawaii. Kick catch interference on Fresno. Those offset. Then there was a dead ball foul. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Hawaii. That will be enforced from the previous spot, and it's a first down.
So the halo rule was violated. The halo 2-yard area was violated, and that wiped out the roughing the kicker. And then the unsportsmanlike conduct will push Hawaii back, but at least they have the ball.
Roughing the kicker here. They did call this a 15-yard penalty, roughing the kicker, and that's a good call. You cannot be blocked into a kicker. Number 80 ran into him, and the halo, the 2-yard rule, as we've seen so often in college football, they've obviously violated that rule. That's a penalty against Fresno State. We've got a 15-yard penalty roughing the kicker, 5-yard halo penalty, and then I don't know what happened to unsportsmanlike conduct against Hawaii, but that is a big play, I promise you, a big penalty.
And because of that unsportsmanlike conduct call, it is a first down for Fresno. 1st and 10 from the 46. Paris Gaines with the first down carry.
Paris Gaines had 203 yards rushing against Louisiana Tech, but I promise you that Hawaii defense has shut him down tonight.
And first down by penalty becoming a factor in this game, Coach. Fresno State has gotten 4 first downs by penalty, Hawaii 2.
The penalties have been very, very key against both football teams here tonight.
And there you see the rushing yards still very low for both teams, as Fresno averages 154 yards per game on the ground. Carr knocked down, but he completes it to Smith. Charles Smith for the first down, and Carr is really slow again getting up. That was a 30-yard gain.
I'll tell you, he took a shot that time again by the linebacker. What's the hit? Number 10. The middle linebacker is scraping outside. Carr is rolling to his left. And what's number 10 here? Tio Samoka making the play. He put a big hit on Carr right there. Carr is a tough football player. And watch a wide receiver make a great effort after he catches the ball. Number 18, Matt Wright, having a big ball game. That's his 7th catch tonight.
Smith has 2 touchdowns, has caught 4 passes for 82 yards. That was a 30-yard gain for Charles. Paris Gaines cuts outside and is shoved out of bounds, but he falls forward for another first down. It will be 1st and goal from the 3. Nate Jackson making the stop.
This is one of the few times Paris Gaines had a little bit of success running the ball outside. A big, strong running back, and you see the safety come all the way over and make the play. Nate Jackson, who did not practice this week.
That was the longest rush of the night so far for Fresno, an 11-yard gain, 4 gains. 1st and goal. Carr mishandles the snap, and Hawaii jumps on it. Nate Jackson gets it. The frustration for Pat Hill, Pisa Tino Isamoa, coach, is everywhere. He's right in the middle of that.
Pam, I promise you, the team that makes the fewest mistakes usually wins the football game. Watch this snap. I'm not sure Carr gets the ball here. The ball comes flying out, and you're going to see Tio Samosa get on the football, recover the ball.
It's actually Nate Jackson who
gets
in. Yep, and Jackson is the guy we talked about at the open, coach, who is playing with a leg. The guy shouldn't even be out there. He has stitches, 2 layers of stitches in his leg, and he's out there and gets the huge fumble recovery. 2 turnovers apiece.
David Carr never had possession of the ball, never got the ball.
Mike Bass squirts up the middle and is stopped short of the 10. Sports Center coming up next. Bill Pito and John Anderson standing by in our studios about 5,000 miles away in Bristol.
There's little mistakes like that, Pam. The fumble and center quarterback exchange, the stupid penalties we've seen in this ball game against both teams. It makes it tough on the coaches, I promise you.
Yeah, well, you saw Coach Hill. You can empathize with that, right? You know how that feels?
Absolutely.
That Hill's stomach must be churning at 1,000,000 miles an hour.
And I promise you, you don't teach that.
Rolovich, plenty of time, gets it to Bass, who's all alone in the flat, gets the first down.
We're going to see here David Carr on the fumble. I don't believe he ever got possession of the ball. The center never got the ball up. That you can credit the defensive line. The big nose tackle looks like he put a lot of pressure on the center, and I don't believe the center got the ball up to David Carr. I don't believe we can blame David Carr for that fumble.
Center is Mike Stovall, the senior from La Vista, Nebraska, and Lance Emiseva, number 92, the sophomore, was in the middle of it. The big nose guard along with number 10, Pisa Tino Isamoa. First down after Bass caught the pass. Go back to Bass, this time on the right side. And the little guy is wrestled down at 20. That's only a 3-yard gain.
Pam, Jim Jones talked about Nick Rolovich holding on to the football. He's very, very difficult to sack him. I don't think he's been sacked all night, but he holds that football about as long as any quarterback I've seen, and wisely dumped the ball off there to his secondary receiver. Nick Burley put pressure on him that time, number 90.
And all season, Fresno had, coming into this game, Carr had only been sacked 15 times, which is quite good considering how many times they put the ball up.
Last year gave up 10 sacks, I think, about 560 passes.
Not bad at all. 2nd and 7. Rolovich to Lelie, makes the nice grab, steps inside and stretches forward, for the first down. That's a 9-yard gain.
Now you can see what kind of an athlete he is. What a great play that was. And great protection. Watch him turn. What's his great athlete here? Catch the ball, makes a very difficult catch. Got the ball upfield. Lelie, 6'3", 187-pound junior.
And that stretch did the trick to get the first down.
And the right guard made a great block. Vince Manua there made a great block on the linebacker, number 55.
Vince Manawai is maybe the best ever offensive lineman ever to play at Hawaii. Key block there. Timeout. We'll be back. Hawaii is only down 3.
Circuit City presents Expo 2001. 30 days of what's new, what's hot, and what's next, featuring live demos of HD TV, digital photography, high-speed internet access, and more. All this month at Circuit City. Circuit City, we're with you.
Now in theaters.
Your planet is really bright.
An extraordinary journey has begun.
What the hell? Brother came from nowhere.
I know who you are.
My time here is almost up.
Celebrate the possibilities.
Be prepared for anything.
K-Pax, rated PG-13.
Climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow, till you find your...
Now get any Yamaha ATV for just $1 a day during Yamaha All-Terrain Value Days.
College football Saturday. Fighting to stay in the bowl hunt. The rejuvenated Irish take their 3-game winning streak on the road as they battle BC. College football Saturday. Notre Dame, Boston College, 7:45 Saturday on ESPN.
MJ faces the Celtics, his last preseason outing. Kurt Schilling eyes Game 1 against the Yanks, and will the Saints have to contend with the Rams' Marshall Faulk? Join me, Bill Pito, and John Anderson for Sports Center after the game.
Welcome back to Aloha Stadium. Fans of all ages enjoying Hawaii's comeback, only down 3, and enjoying the work of Lelie.
Great wide receiver, 160 career receptions, over 2,000 yards, and 20 touchdowns.
And a huge, huge NFL prospect. 1st and 10 after the timeout. Rolovich stepping inside of pressure and then can't get away from the grasp of Del Hawkins.
That's one of the few times Rolovich tried to step up inside and get away, and a great effort. Hawkins reached out with his left hand there and made the tackle. Big play.
It's the second time that Rolovich has been sacked tonight. Nick Burley got him earlier in the game, and Del Hawkins, the sophomore from Tracy, California, came up with that stop. It's an 8-yard loss, bringing up 2nd and 18.
Look for your screen here. Good time to run the screen play. Run them off and throw the ball to your wide receiver underneath.
And there you go. There's your screen, coach. You got it. That's Steve-O Mitchell. First down. Good call.
I did not watch practice this week either now. That's the call you make in a situation like that. I really thought they would go to the top of the screen, though. It's a good way to get the ball to a good back in the open field. You can see he faked like he was going to block the defensive end. Let him go, caught the ball, and then made a nice run after the catch. Thorough Mitchell, 5'10", 215-pound junior, doing a nice job tonight.
And those 2 interceptions on 2 straight passes earlier in this half. Rolovich has been quite good since 12 of 18, 145 yards and a touchdown. That was a first down pass to Mitchell. Plenty of time. He's got Lelie, one-on-one coverage. He gets it. A 45-yard gain, Coach.
We just talked about what a great athlete he is, and here's the best example we can give you. He runs what we call a takeoff route or a go route, gets behind the secondary, and makes a great catch, and you can see a well-thrown pass. And I'll tell you, Rolovich took a shot after he threw that football.
Mario Renault, the defensive back on him, the junior from Riverside, one-on-one, and Lelie came up with a great grab. That's 45 yards, 1st and 10. Rolovich.
What a play.
Ashley Lelie. There are flags down on the play. All right, the flag picked up. It is a touchdown. Ashley Lelie with a terrific catch, culminating the longest drive of the season, a 96-yard touchdown drive for Hawaii.
Great blocking by the Hawaii offensive line that gave Nick time to step in there and throw the ball.
Extra point is good. Hawaii has taken the lead. Ashley Lelie showing us that he is worth all the hype. What a terrific receiver. That's a 96-yard touchdown drive, longest of the season for the Warriors. Rolo has his team rolling.
Where do you turn for great entertainment and a great offer? Turn to Multi-Channel Showtime, the movie channel, and digital cable for more variety, more value. Order now and receive a free RCA CD player. With Multi-Channel Showtime, get the latest Hollywood hits, originals, and boxing. Turn to the movie channel for great movies 24 hours a day. For Multi-Channel Showtime, the movie channel, and a free RCA CD player, call now.
Why the hurry? It's the 2001 model clearance from Suzuki. It's your chance to get the best deal in the industry, something no one else has. 0% APR for 5 years on all 2001 Suzukis. Save up to $6,300 on models like the XL7, the only 7-passenger SUV in its class that comes with a 3rd row of seats. So rush to your Suzuki dealer today or call 1-877-MY-SUZUKI. Offer ends soon.
Aloha Stadium is literally shaking under our feet after Ashley Lelie caught that touchdown, an 11-yarder from Nick Rolovich. Hawaii leads Fresno State. Under 6 minutes to go in the ball game. And a touchback. Marion takes a knee. Fresno State gets it at the 20. Let's take a look at that touchdown. Another great catch by Lelie.
Great athletes make great plays in big ball games, and you can see Ashley Lelie. This is the best catch I've seen in college football this year. Leaped high, caught the ball in his fingertips at its highest point. An outstanding athletic play by a great athlete.
And there you see the 96-yard drive, the longest of the season. They had a 91-yarder 2 weeks ago against UTEP, a game in which Hawaii scored 66 points. And Lelie has gone from being superstar to cheerleader.
Pam, in that last drive, Hawaii keeps the pancake blocks. Louis Fiata, the left tackle, had 3 pancake blocks in the last drive, number 53.
And one reason why they went 96 yards. Fresno, last time they had the ball, remember, fumbled it on a bad snap. Carr, reception made by Rodney Wright. Quieting this crowd at least for a second. That's a 23-yard gain. David Carr has been a great starting quarterback for Fresno, and 7 come-from-behind victories. Remember, just a couple of weeks ago, he did it at Colorado State, leading a drive. They got the ball back with 47 seconds left, let them down for the game-tying field goal, and they won it in overtime in Fort Collins.
Oh, he's been here many times before. He's an outstanding quarterback under pressure.
1st and 10 from the 43. Pressure coming from behind. Carr gets away from it. And he gets a nice gain after pressure came up the middle. Joe Correa and Lance Samaseva was the guy who was getting him up the middle.
Early in the ball game, you probably see Carr run out of bounds about 4 or 5 yards up the field. But this late drive here, when you need something to happen, you're going to get all the yards you can before you get out of bounds.
Reminder, Sports Center is coming up next. After 5 minutes and 14 seconds of football play, David Carr picks up his 6th 300-yard game of the year, 3 touchdowns and the very rare interception for David. Got 4 yards on that. It's 2nd and 6. Oh, it's incomplete. He had Smith, who couldn't gather it in.
Hit him right in the hands. He came with his own blitz. His strong safety was blitzing, trying to put some pressure on the quarterback. You can see number 18 Smith in the flat. Ball hit him right in the hands.
A huge 3rd and 6 coming up. Fresno 7 of 16 on 3rd down so far this evening, but they have struggled here in the second half.
Sam, this is the key play of the ball game, in my opinion. 3rd down and 6. You need a big play out of your offense if you're going to keep the ball, and of course defensively you got to make a big stop.
Could be the play of the game, at least for Hawaii. Flags fly, and we might have had early movement from Fresno.
I think we had early movement. I think we'll see a 5-yard motion penalty here, an illegal procedure penalty. And again, that's one of those mental mistakes that'll cost you in a key ball game.
Snap, false start. Fresno, 5 yards, still 3rd down.
So instead of 3rd and 6, it's 3rd and 11, Coach.
We had movement. We must have had movement on the offensive line.
And look at the penalties mounting up, and some key penalties. Remember the interference call that kept a late hit call that kept a Hawaii drive going.
It's been the difference in the ball game so far. Both teams have hurt themselves by mental mistakes.
3rd and 11.
Comes some pressure.
Carr gets it off that Spock, his tight end. What a huge first down. Steven Spock's first catch of the night.
When you come with pressure like that, you've got to get the quarterback before he has time to get the ball off. And I'm telling you, Carr stayed in the pocket and made a great throw, made a perfect throw. The tight end down the middle. That's exactly, Pam, how you attacked a 5-under-2 deep zone. You get your tight end down the middle, your 2 wide receivers outside. The linebacker made a mistake. He's got to run vertically with the tight end.
They needed 11 yards. They got 23. 1st and 10 from the Hawaii 35. Carr, plenty of time. Looking for Wright. He's got him, and Wright streaks into the end zone. Touchdown, Fresno. Flags are down on the play. That did not take long at all for Fresno to strike back and take the lead, but we'll check the flag. Oh, a personal foul against Fresno State.
Here we go again. One of those, I want to say, stupid penalties. They drive you crazy.
Of course, the question is, when was the personal foul committed?
After a personal foul on Fresno. It'll be enforced on the try. The touchdown is good.
Well, that is huge because the personal foul was after the play, so the touchdown stands. They will enforce it on the kickoff.
Must have had a block after the touchdown. We must have had a block by one of the Fresno players after the touchdown had been scored. But getting back to that touchdown, that is a great way. The last play we saw the tight end down the middle of safety came off the hash to cover the wide receiver. That time he stayed on the hash, and of course the wide receiver got behind the corner and caught the ball down the sideline.
So Fresno State takes the lead with 4:55 left to go in the 4th quarter. So the try, the point after touchdown, this is where the extra point is enforced.
No question here. You kick the extra point, go up, have a 3-point lead if you make it.
So it's a 35-yard extra point attempt for Oscar Ruhoff. Splits the uprights. The lead goes back to Fresno State, up now by a field goal. David Carr, is this his 8th comeback of his career? Bulldogs take the lead.
Why do I rent from Enterprise? For more cargo room, more people room, or more headroom. Enterprise. So easy it's like having a second car. Or third.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Rolaids announces unbeatable taste. 5 great ways to spell fast relief. And now taste tests show even Tums can't beat Rolaids. In mint or fruit flavors, what a great tasting way to spell relief. Rolaids.
Welcome back to Aloha Stadium, where Fresno State has just retaken the lead over Hawaii, now up 3. Stay tuned here on ESPN. As soon as this football game is over, we'll take you to Sports Center as Michael Jordan gets ready for the regular season, Curt Schilling gets ready for the World Series, and the Rams get ready to run up some more offense with Marshall Faulk and company. And this has been one exciting football game. Fresno State was up 27-13 with 8:14 left to go in the third. Hawaii has come storming back, took a 31-27 lead, and 55 seconds after Hawaii scored a touchdown, Fresno State scored a touchdown to take the lead back. Container kicks that a ton. Hawaii will take over from its 20. Let's take another look at the touchdown.
Again, this is the way you attack 502 deep zone. You can see the safeties are back on the hash. You send a guy down the middle, and then you see a guy outside. The guy outside gets open because the safety stays too long on the hash.
And that guy is Rodney Wright. 8 catches for 120 yards and a touchdown, his 16th career touchdown. And David Carr, 4 touchdown passes tonight. He has 45 in his career, and that's what he did on the last drive. That huge third down play to Spock, his tight end, and then he found Wright for the 35-yard touchdown.
These veteran quarterbacks find the open receiver, Pam, and get the ball down the field when they have to.
So now we'll see if Hawaii can respond. Remember, they only need a field goal to tie, but Rolovich is sacked for the 3rd time tonight as he is dragged down at the 10, and Rolovich is hurt. Boy, holding on to that left wrist, his non-throwing wrist. Clarence Denning was there. Alan Harper also closing in.
Rolovich took a shot there. Great pressure. They dropped the outside linebacker off, Pam, and took away the screen. That's why he got sacked. There was nobody to throw the football to.
And Tim Chang has picked up the football, and he will start to warm up. The crowd cheers.
You can see the outside linebacker, number 90 here, Nick Burley, drop off and cover the back coming out. And the 2 interior linemen put pressure on Nick Rolovich. Alan Harper and Clarence Denning put pressure on him and got the sack.
So Timmy Chang, the WAC Freshman of the Year last year, warming up. And remember, if he plays in this game, he will not be able to get that medical red shirt. He's missed the last 3 games because of the sprained right wrist, his throwing wrist. His numbers...
Pam, you can play in 3 games, but you can't play in 4. If you play 4 ball games, then you're exactly right. You're ineligible for your hardship.
And Rolovich goes out, completing 27 of 48 passes, 320 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 bad interceptions on back-to-back throws in the 3rd quarter.
I believe he's going to change his mind here.
Yep, Jared Flint comes in, the 3rd-string quarterback, the senior from Irvine, California.
Rolovich may not be hurt too badly. He might put him back in after this play.
And you can hear some of the crowd booing this decision to put in Flint, but you have to wonder again, if the medical red shirt is on the mind of June Jones, he would get another full year of eligibility back. That means that Chang would have 3 more years to play football.
Pam, I think it's quite obvious that Timmy Chang is not ready to play. If he was ready, if he's healthy, I think he would definitely be in the ball game. But he hadn't practiced the last 3 weeks, and you know, why take a chance? Why put him in and risk further injury?
Coach Hill, Pat Hill, is on the field yelling over to the officials. What do you think that's all about, Coach?
Unless he's complaining about the officials taking too long.
There's a game clock. He noticed that the game clock was wrong, so maybe that's what Pat Hill was complaining about. So they're going to reset it. Let's go to Alex Flanagan on the field. Alex?
Cam Rolovich just came off with Coach June Jones. He looked at him, he's shaking out his hand, and he said, I can go back in.
All right, thanks, Alex. And again, it was that left wrist, the non-throwing wrist. So That's better news, certainly, than if he were to hurt the right one. So Jared Flint hands it off to Mike Bass. A little running back is tackled at the 10 by Sam Williams.
A great open field tackle over the outside linebacker, Sam Williams. The clock is going to be a factor here real quick, like Pam. We've got 4 minutes left to go in the game. Hawaii only has 2 timeouts left, so this is a big third down play.
The cheers go up because Nick Rolovich is indeed back in the game after missing 1 play. Hawaii trailing by 3. It's a huge 3rd and 19.
Throw the ball up and let the best wide receiver make the play.
And that's Ashley Lelie. Rolovich, plenty of time. Good coverage downfield. He can't find Lelie, who was open around the first down sticks.
And you're right. He was open. He had plenty of time all day to throw the football. I can't say enough about the offensive line. You're going to see Lelie come open across the middle. He's going to become open, but we didn't get the ball to him. Right here, you can see him come open across the middle.
And if he would have caught that, he would have some room to run as well. It definitely would have been a first down. Instead, we see Matt McBriar for the 5th time tonight.
You punt the football here, and you rely on your defense to stop them. They have to have a big stop with the defensive football team if you're going to punt in this situation.
We have a clock on the hang time of McBriar, the Australian rules football player. Their catch as Marion retreats all the way back to his 37. That's a 52-yard punt from Matt. I spoke to Matt before the game. He said when he came here to play that he had seen a couple of football movies and a little bit of a couple of Super Bowls, and that was it. He said his football knowledge was a little lacking, but he's picked up on it. He sure can punt.
June Jones told us he thought he might be the next Ray Guy of college football. I don't know if he's that good or not, but he's got a strong leg.
He certainly has potential. Again, it's just the consistency. A kid who's not played football that much, and the big problem, June told us, was that he just couldn't hang on to the football at first. But
I can't say enough about the play calling by Andy Ludwig, the offensive coordinator of Fresno State. They'll try to run the ball here now. Now the clock is a factor.
Gaines doesn't get much on first down. Remember, Hawaii has 2 timeouts left.
They just took the 1 timeout, so they stopped the clock. Now they have 1 timeout left.
So David Carr tries to hang on, get another first down or 2 to salt away another come from behind win.
The new 255 horsepower Infiniti i35 with the most powerful engine in its class. Don't blink. More power, more grace, more I. The new i35 from Infiniti.
Introducing new Castrol AccuVision rain repellent. Unlike Rain-X, AccuVision can go on in just 1 minute, so you can easily apply it whenever it's convenient. New Castrol AccuVision, the 1-minute rain repellent.
To get the hairstyle you want, Physique recommends a new styling tool, your computer. Go to www.physique.com for free samples today.
3:16 left in this football game. And a 2nd and 10 upcoming for Fresno State. They have a 3-point lead.
Pam, if I was going to throw the ball in this series, I'd throw it on 2nd down. I personally would not throw it. I'd run the ball the next 2 plays, but if I was going to throw the ball, I would throw it on this down. I would not throw it on 3rd down.
See if they do it, Coach, on 2nd and 10. And yes, Sports Center is next. And he's throwing on 2nd down.
Look out, look out.
Jackson gets some flags fly. And Hawaii bounces on the football. Let's check out the flag.
Pam, I think that was a beanbag. I think the official threw the beanbag there to spot the ball. That was a corner blitz. Came from the backside.
Nate Jackson.
That's a safety blitz. Here's a guy that didn't practice all week. Made a great hit from the bond side. Knocked the ball. The car didn't see him. That's why I think you're. I don't know. You maybe looking back. Maybe you should run the ball. Keep the clock going.
Nate Jackson featured in the latest ESPN magazine called the Flying Hawaiian. And he is playing again with all sorts of double layers of stitches in his left leg that he cut up in a motorbike accident on Monday.
Tammy's 5'10", 163 pounds. He's really a tough football player.
Forced a fumble. That's Stutzman on first down. Gets it down to the 27. Bryce McGill with the stop.
Plenty of time. 3 minutes left to go in the ball game. You don't need to hurry. You got one timeout left.
We mentioned Nate Jackson playing with all those stitches. He actually played, he said, in high school with a broken ankle, so he's a tough guy.
All these guys are tough.
Absolutely.
Hey, they're all tough. This has been a hard-hitting football game by both teams.
2nd and 2. That was an 8-yard gain for Stutzman. Excuse me, moved. Uriah Moanoa.
Here we go again. Wow, mental mistake. You got 2nd and short. Now you've got 2nd and 9 yards to go for the first down.
Against Hawaii. 5 yards. 2nd down.
So Moanoa, the freshman from here in Honolulu, coming up too early. And it's now 2nd and 7 instead of 2nd and 2. To leave the pocket, gets it away and throws it out of bounds, but he was pressured big time by Maurice Rodriguez.
And you've got man coverage on your best wide receiver, Ashley Lelie, here at the bottom of your screen. I don't know why we didn't go to him, why Rolovich didn't get the ball to him.
Here's a look at Justin Ayotte, the field goal kicker for Hawaii. He had a 55-yarder last week, and he's made 3 tonight. From 23, 32, and 37. Right now, if they don't go any further, it would be a 50-yard attempt. 3rd and 7. Blitz coming, but he gets it off to Lelie. First down, Hawaii.
Same play. Came back to it. Had man coverage. The same play I talked about before.
A 9-yard gain.
Here we see Lelie running a slant route inside. Man-to-man coverage. You get the ball inside. Catch him, and let him run for another touchdown.
Lelie has 1 touchdown tonight, 6 catches for 59 yards. That was huge on 3rd down.
You play man coverage. You've got to take the inside slant away. Don't give him the easy throw.
From the 22, 1st and 10. He's going for Lelie in the end zone. Lots of contact. He catches it out of the end zone, but a flag is down.
And we've got pass interference in the end zone. 15-yard penalty, though, I believe is a rule on this, but I think it's obvious it's definitely pass interference.
Devon Banks with too much contact as he was one-on-one with the very talented Lelie.
You come back to your clutch player. You come back to your best wide receiver, Ashley Lelie, we
Pass
talked about earlier.
Against Fresno. 15 yards from the previous spot. Down.
As we see this ball thrown, I think it's pretty obvious that we've got contact here. We've got contact all the way down the field. If the receiver was looking, our defensive back was looking back to make an effort, you might get by with that, but Banks did not look back for the football, so I think that's pretty obvious. That's pass interference.
Penalty yards now 116 for Fresno State, and a lot of those penalties have come at crucial times, including this one.
It's hard to win football games when you give up that many yards and penalties.
1st and goal from the 7. Hawaii needs a field goal to tie it, and the touchdown would put them ahead.
Going to take the slant away again on the goal line.
Bass gets outside. A flag is thrown from the end zone, and Bass falls forward.
Usually that's a holding penalty. The flag is thrown. Usually that's a holding penalty against the offensive football team.
Bass was tackled at the 1, but it's coming back. Oh! Oh, there we go. Castleberry corrects himself. Man. This game has had everything, hasn't it, Coach?
It's had everything. It's had a lot of exciting plays offensively, some great hits on the defensive side of the ball, some great effort, and some bad penalties.
Offensive holding against Hawaii. 10 yards from the previous spot. Replay first down.
Wow, another huge penalty. Still first down, but they are pushed back 10 yards to the 17. Minute 22 left to go in regulation.
Look for him to come back to Ashley Lelie here. Obviously, that's the obvious call. Looks like you got single coverage.
Yep, that's Banks on Lelie to Rolovich's right. Remember, it's first and goal from the 17. Lelie running the post. Rolovich takes off because Lelie was well covered that time by Banks, and he gets a gain, 4-yard gain to the 13.
45 seconds and 1 timeout left. I think you're wise not to. You've got to save that last timeout in case you kick a field goal.
The clock continues to run, though. Rolovich finally gets his team up to the line.
Now you've got single coverage up the top of your screen. Don't be surprised if he goes to your wide receiver up the top of the screen.
Instead, he goes underneath on 2nd and goal to Theo Mitchell, who is stopped at the 15. Alan Harper with the big tackle.
Harper has had a great ball game here tonight. I can see why he's the defensive player of the year in the conference.
Hawaii only 4 of 13 on 3rd downs, and they have a big 3rd and goal coming up here.
He's had 2 pressures, 5 tackles.
A couple of weeks ago, Justin Ayat at Tulsa. How about a 55-yarder? Only Jason Elam has kicked longer for this University of Hawaii team, and Ayat, who had struggled earlier in the year, nailed it. So they are well within range for him now.
The question is, do you run one more play? Do you throw the ball in the end zone? You got 3rd down coming up. I don't think there's any question that June Jones will run one more play, but I think he'll try to get the touchdown. If you don't get the touchdown, you got to make sure you're not tackled in bounds because you only have 18 seconds, you know, to get the field goal off. You might lay one up. You might throw the fade route in the end zone and give your wide receiver a chance to make a great play again.
So that holding penalty, remember, knocked them back. It was 1st and goal from the 7 and knocked them back to the 17. As we take a look at the timeouts, Hawaii has used all 3 of theirs. Fresno has 3 remaining, but only 18 seconds left to go here in the 4th quarter. Sports Center follows us. Bill Pito and John Anderson. Shore sitting by right now in Bristol. Third and goal from the 14. Lelie split right. He's going for him in the back of the end zone, and it's high. He catches it for the touchdown. Well, Coach, earlier tonight, you said that you saw the best catch of the year in college football. That might have topped it.
That topped it. There's absolutely no question about it. That might be the best catch I've ever seen in college football. Great individual effort, and he came down with 1 foot in bounds. In pro football, of course, you have to have both feet in bounds. In college, he got the foot down. A great call by June Jones, a great throw by Nick Rolovich, the quarterback, a great competitor we talked about. But the play of the game obviously goes to Ashley Lelie, the great wide receiver.
And also a personal foul was called against Fresno State after the touchdown. Ashley Lelie is 6'3", and he played like he was 7'3" on that catch. That was unbelievable. And they have been bad dogs tonight. 13 penalties, 125 yards against the Bulldogs.
It's hard to win football games when you make that many mistakes.
Ayat's extra point is true. And this Hawaii team has looked great, particularly in the fourth quarter. Rolovich, 3 touchdown passes in the fourth. This was a beauty.
Watch this catch here, sports fans. Nick Rolovich throws the ball up in the air, gives your wide receiver a chance, put plenty of air under the ball, but look at the catch. Look how happy the quarterback, Nick Rolovich. No big deal. Come on, Nick. He'll celebrate later on tonight, I promise you. Watch this catch. It's great coverage. I mean, the wide receiver, the defensive back's all over him. This is just a great individual catch.
Well, that's Banks back there. Also McGill, and it was just a terrific effort by Ashley Lelie. Saving the best for last as it gets late back on the East Coast.
Can't say enough about this Hawaii football team. The quarterback coach, I think, Dan Morrison, has done a great job. Wide receiver coach Ron Lee. You mentioned the offensive line coach, Matt Cavanaugh. They've all done a great job. And, of course, the defense, Kevin Linsky's defense, George Lumpkin, the linebacker, Rich Miano, the secondary coach, they've all done a great job tonight.
2 minutes and 56 seconds was that last drive. They get the go-ahead touchdown to Lelie. 13 seconds left. Fresno has 3 timeouts remaining.
Sam, I don't think you kick this ball deep. I think you squib it down the middle. You do not give them a chance to run this one back.
Justin Ayat is the kicker. And he does squib it. Marion can't field it cleanly. Gets it at the 10. And is punched down at the 15 with 9. Make it 8 seconds left to go. And Fresno will need a huge miracle this time. Excitement. That's Josiah Carvalho.
I should mention also the special teams. Tyson Helton has done a great job with the special teams.
An all-around terrific coaching effort. Hawaii has beaten Fresno 9 of the last 10 times. The Bulldogs have come to Honolulu.
We mentioned earlier, they play the rest of their remaining games at home. This will be a tough football team to beat.
Still have some tough ones ahead of them. BYU comes here. Air Force comes here. Right now they have to stop Fresno one more time. Carr has Smith up the right side. Instead goes to Wright, who catches it and is knocked out of bounds at the 40, but time has expired. Tough coach to find a more entertaining game than we saw here tonight. What an effort by the Warriors, who were down here in the second half by 2 touchdowns.
For all those people back home that stayed up and watched this ball game, they got their money's worth.
Let's go down to Alex Flanagan. Alex.
Well, Coach, last year this team beat you by 20 points. How sweet is this revenge?
Well, it's a great feeling for our young guys. And, you know, we're a very young football team, but I knew that we had a chance to turn the corner this year. And this is big for us right now. It really gives us a lot of confidence.
A lot of mistakes by Fresno State, especially in the fourth quarter with that late hit. How much did that change the momentum of this whole game?
Well, you know, we made a lot of mistakes, too. And, you know, I kept telling the kids all week that it's going to come down to who makes the big plays at the end. Ashley Lelie made some tremendous plays for us tonight. Nick Rolovich stepped up there and made some plays, and, you know, it's just been...
Choose up passing yardage.